What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday show for Dragonlance, a song of lance and fire. If you haven't been here for any of the other episodes, let me tell you, you have missed 5 crazy episodes, and was it 3 or 4 preludes? How many did we do, everybody? 4 preludes? You can talk, they can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you. 4, all right. But I can clip it as we're talking, which is awesome. Everybody was. With that said, yesterday's episode was pretty big. They made it out of Vogler, made it to Kalaman, and we are quickly learning that the Monday group is very tied into the political structure. So we are 9 episodes into this thing, and this is going to be our 10th and the last one for February before we go into March. We will be off next week, but we'll be back the following. Although watching paint dry will be live next week as a heads up. So for this show, if you're wondering what's going on, go back and watch all the live streams. We'll put them in the playlist sooner than later. And Stream Loot cards is how you can interact with the show. Those allow us to, everyone says keep the lights on. I like to say stop PCs from dying. But they also are how I get to Kisis points. My Doom pool. Every card that they play gives me that little number you see at the bottom, if there is a number, and I get to use those to do special things during the show, or if we have a guest on the show, they also can use those points like we saw with Athena. You may have noticed during the intro, or at least the lovely ad that went out, there was question marks. I'm not saying what or who or when that will happen, but there's a chance that those question marks mean something tonight. So stick around. In a minute and 30, we'll be ready to rock and roll. Get your cards played. Kyler, thank you for all the cards that were already played. We were low on a bunch of the ones you put out. And to Tuesday, I hope you're all ready, because it's about to get a little wild up in here. Well, everybody, can I start off with, first of all, thanking everybody for playing all these StreamLoot cards, and then I want to thank the next person who does !fire breath in chat. I'd like to thank that person as well. It's very important that that is rolled to start this show. The group in the back is not happy with me right now. I can feel it. I feel the searing hatred. It is there. So !fire breath, if you could do that in chat, and we'll see what happens. What's up, Star Drew, Adam, Kelly? I see a whole bunch of other people in chat today. Ooh, can I do it? Look, Kelly, I would never deny you the ability to roll. Anyone, I said first come, first serve. !fire breath, and breath. Fire breath. Because if you remember, the last Tuesday, we left... Oh, let me try that again. I saved it again. We left this lovely group in a very, 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 very bad situation. They are burning alive. It works. I don't know why you guys are having issues. I just checked it on my end. Here, let me do global cooldown 0. I'll even put FB. I'll put FB. Try FB too. I added different commands for you. It does work. I don't know why you guys are having problems. Tell me how many guys know, Kelly. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. He's just gonna send me a screenshot. It's there. It's there. Huh. You were right. Oh. You know why, Kelly? It's because you smartly changed the way that dice are rolled in this, because we found out that YouTube doesn't use the same thing. So let me fix this for you. This is my fault that we aren't killing the party quicker. While that's going on, I will say that some people mentioned today that the ad had question marks, and that is true. It does have question marks. Now it'll work. Those question marks are for something special. We'll get to that during the show. But we left them after Athena Palmer was playing our Boiler Drake, dive bombing the group, breathing on them, crash landing, and exploding. And now they are all sitting in a pool of fire. And we don't know who's made it yet. We've done a little rolling in the background. There we go. It just took a while to update. I would like the party to please make their... If you were down at the beginning of last episode, downed, I need Constitution saving throws. If you were standing at the end of last episode, I need Dexterity saving throws. While you are rolling those, the fire continues to burn, and the last thing Athena Palmer did was spend points to spread the fire to 60 foot. So instead of being the 30-foot circle around Vogler in the area you're in, it is now 60 foot of this boiling, steaming fire breath incinerating everything around. As a matter of fact, I'll take us to the Vogler map so that we can see this. And if we remember too, Allie's character was not with us. She was currently out of town visiting somebody, and we put her in their demi-plane space of holding to keep her safe. Why did we do that? Because she took an axe to the chest and almost died from a half ogre. So I would like to move this back to our lovely group. I will rotate this for you all in the background, and I'm going to bring our current cast onto the screen. So there's two of them. Oh, wait. We're missing Todd. Hold on. There he is. Hi, Todd.
Now we can start this party.
So I would like to remind you, it is raining fire in the area. On top of it raining fire, it is burning from the ground. On top of it burning from the ground, you all take 22 points of damage unless you made your save. We're going to start with the two people who had to make con saves. What did you both get?
That is.
Are we talking about
much higher than
after?
necessary.
Oh yeah,
The
right
ones that
now.
we made
Oh
last
yeah,
time?
this is the start the show right now. As you are waking back up, we will
So we're
get to
conscious.
that. You're waking up.
I pulled you out of unconscious.
The difference is
21.
if she didn't do what she did, which we will explain in a minute, you would just take 2 death saves immediately. You would take them because that's what happens when you're
Right.
down and you take damage. So you were awake. So instead, you were making a con save. What did you get? What did you get, Todd? While Drew's looking up
Con
his note?
save.
Yeah, Constitution save. What did you
21.
get? 21. You only take half of the damage, half of the 22. What did you get for your dexterity save, Everin?
I got a 23.
Half the damage. And Taryn, what did you get?
2 seconds.
What would you get on the D20? Just roll it.
I got a 10 on the D20.
Oh, and then yeah, you should look at your con.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm checking. Give me.
With that said, we should probably explain why they are still alive. So after the show, to start
So
this one off,
just to be clear, this is a con save, not a dex save, because I am
You,
unconscious.
you have a con save because
just-
I had to
just
bring you
do
up
what
from
I'm telling you to
unconscious.
do. It's a Constitution save.
All right.
I made
Because I
this.
have things that will help me with the other thing.
That's
why
why
it's
it's not that one.
That's only a 14.
Because you don't have time to roll out of the way. Home slice. 14 is half.
Yes. ASMR, but
Okay.
it's hostile.
Yeah, 14 is fine.
14 is half.
It's hostile.
So with that said, after much arguing from the paladin, I mean martyr in the group, I would like to let the audience know why you're still alive. After the show, between Darren going down, actually, Darren getting chomped, swatted during Featherfall, dropped into the fire. His body is somewhere that away. Everin used 2 of our deific healing cards and lay on hands and healed both of the other 2 for 100 hit points each, bringing them back up to full. She healed herself with her action, and then all of them take fire as the fire spreads. They take fire damage as it goes up to 60 foot. That is the beginning of this round for you to get out of it. In the distance, you see someone walking forward through the smoke. There's an ember out of something in their mouth. And then you hear footsteps, heavy footsteps behind all of you. So I'm going to take us to the map. Oops, wrong one again. Damn it. Oh. Whoop. Take us to the map.
Taking it to the
So
map.
where the dragon is on the map is where all of you are with the fire and the burning and the death. And she blew up, so I'm going to remove this one from the map because there's no reason to have it here. And this fire that is right here, where she landed, let me make it larger. This fire is going to get put on top of you, and it is going to be larger than it was before as it spreads and starts burning all those buildings. So, I'm not even going to have an initiative. What do the 3 of you want to do?
Create and destroy water.
How big of an area will that cover?
I believe I can do 30 feet of it at a time, so I can at least take the 30 feet that we are directly standing in.
And make you safe. Is there
Yeah.
a role for putting out fires with that
let
spell?
me
Or is it just
double check,
douse
but
any
I-
non-magical flame, which I believe
Yeah,
is what it's
I think it is just anything.
So you're lucky.
There we go.
Because this is not an actual dragon. It is just fire created from a boiler drake, which means it is not magical fire.
Thank
It's
goodness.
just hot, steamy fire. Because dragon breath weapons, different story. So if that's the case,
Really?
you should be good.
Shit.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome
I-
to Dragonlance.
I'm gonna Google it for you really quick because my roll 20 just rose.
Oh, okay. Well, while I can just look it up for you while you're refreshing. Create
The
water.
water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed flames in the area.
Done.
Yep.
So exposed flames. As you extinguish the fires in the area, giving you guys a safe haven, you can see 2 people show up. One in front of you is a man in blue robes, shaved head. Actually, the art looks very similar to Drew, as a matter of fact. It's like Drew is the art for most characters in Dragonlance. I swear to God. We had this happen in Pathfinder too, didn't we, Drew? Didn't you look like one of the characters in Pathfinder book?
I mean, if Todd draws it, yeah.
Nah. Oh, is
I
that?
accidentally
you did draw that.
drew him as a werewolf hunter on a project for Wayfinder many years ago.
I just found that art the other day too. I was like, oh yeah, this. Fuck, I gotta use this. I gotta make this character.
So the
Still
guy.
holds up.
I thought you were going to
It's
make him
boss,
for
but
campaign
human.
too. So the guy that is here, let me grab the card, is this gentleman. This is...
Had a knock on dwarf, I would have.
Giev. Giev, I think that's right. He is a scout for the army. I will also put him on screen for everybody as well so you can see him, but that is the character. Whoops. Let me pull him up. He walks in covered in wet robes through the fire and snags, I would say, who is the lightest person, like, cumbersome wise, out of the three of you? Because he's not the strongest person.
Hagen is a wee lad, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
else?
visually, whoever looks like they don't weigh anything, like isn't wearing fucking full plate, you know, that kind of stuff.
So not me.
I was gonna say I would guess me probably then because I am short and I'm in leather armor.
Okay, so he would snag you and run out of the fire. Behind, as Moxie, as everyone is moving by, you see a man just scorched and burnt. His skin is bubbling, grabs the other two and starts dragging them along. This is a very large man. I would say easily 6 foot. He's got some meat on him as he's pulling these two through the flames. He is also wrapped in robes and dripping wet as he's pulling them out of the fire, not knowing that they are awake yet as they start to stir. Hagen, Taryn, what would you two like to do as you're getting pulled through this area that is raining right now, but getting ready to go through more fire?
Plant my hand down on that wand I dropped just a second ago when I went unconscious.
Okay,
Make sure
so
I
you
still
use your
have it.
action to grab it so you don't lose it?
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was going to ask if you remember to grab the wand. Anything you want to do with your move or your action that's left? Todd? You stand up or do you let him drag you?
I'll let him drag me.
Okay, cool. And Taryn, what about you?
I stand up.
All right, so as you stand up, he helps you to your feet. He's like, grab the other wounded. And he points, and you see Darrent on fire, laying in it, about 25 foot away from you, back towards the area that's raining.
I will run and pick him up and pull him into the rain to extinguish him.
As you pull him into the rain, he is scorched. His left hand has almost no digits left. He has bite wounds that go through his chest. But as you pick him up, there's a gasping breath as he coughs up what looks like smoke and fire from his lungs. He does not look good. So you run over, grab him, pick him up. We're not in combat rounds. The only thing I have to worry about is how you all are getting out of the fiery section. They intend just to run through it. But if everyone wants to do anything, we're not in a combat situation, you can speak amongst each other, but you do hear the army coming in from the river gate, and they are close to you.
We are headed toward the wharf, yeah?
Yeah, getting the hell out of Dodge, yes.
Okay.
Hell out of
River
Vulgar.
Gate. Oh,
Or
the
Vogler.
that's the main gate to the northwest.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do anything to get us past the fire?
I've got 3 more casts of Create and Destroy Water, and I'll use all 3 of them if I need to.
Do it. I'll
Yeah.
give us time if we need it.
One more will get you an exit out of here.
Okay, yeah, then I'll take that cast to get us out.
Okay? So you cast that, and then it rains, and you see the fire slowly diminish.
While she does that, I'm going to burn 5 hit points, and I'm going to
gonna
cast
delete
Cure Wounds on fucking
Darrent?
Darrent.
So you can cast it on him, but I also need a medicine check.
Okay. 16.
So he has got what is known as a lingering wound. He needs a long rest before you can actually heal him.
So, like, the
You
magic
go to
won't
cast
work?
your magic, you're pretty sure it is not going to do anything. Short of
Okay, well,
stabilizing.
I mean, that's something.
Okay. So
Stabilizing him is something.
you can stabilize him. As long as he doesn't take
Yeah.
any really severe damage, you can carry him out of here.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So as you are carrying him, and you guys are running out of here, I need everyone to give me their check for making it out of here whole. The big guy and the man in the blue robes that are all wet are picking paths to get through that aren't on fire. It's up to you if you wish to follow them to make your way to the wharf, or if you want to go on your own trail to get out of here.
I mean, I'm being carried. I don't know that I have a choice in what way that I go.
Drew.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they have a plan at this point. I'll follow it because I'm still trying to gain my footing here.
Okay. So if you guys are just following, then everybody gets a straight, like a clean roll, no disadvantage like you would before because you have somebody blazing the trail to get you there. You either need to use athletics, acrobatics, or survival to make your way through. But
Yeah,
instead of having
once we're-
disadvantage, you got
Yeah,
just a regular roll
just a
because
straight
they're
roll.
helping you. Yep, they're
Once
providing
we're
advantage.
Once we're out of the first section, I'll stand up too. I'm not gonna
Okay.
let this guy
Yeah, he
drag me.
helps you to your feet. He looks down at you. He's smoking a pipe, and as he's blowing the smoke out, it is like a sweet scent that covers all other smells and dissipates quickly once it's away from him. Can you just give me an arcane check, actually, Hagen, since you were getting carried by him?
Natural 20 for a 24.
Yeah.
He's using some form of a smoke to cover your trail.
Oh, neat.
He looks at you and he says, Are you able to walk?
Oh yes.
Are you able to
I'll-
run?
Oh yes.
We need to make it to the wharf. We're on the last set of boats out of here.
And I will stand up, and I'll make a little, like I'm ruffling the collar of a coat that's not there, and I stick my arms out, and this leather coat, just like magically wraps around me.
What?
Yeah. It's like a long, it's like half leather metalhead jacket, half like I'm from the Matrix kind of leather long coat.
Where
It's
did
got the
this
little
come
spikes
from?
on the shoulder. This is a little special thing I have. And
Okay.
from the waist down, it's like a swirl of, you can still see my legs
Sure.
and the coat, but it's kind of like a swirl of ash and ember, like a fiery ash and ember. And I'm a few inches off the ground now, and I can
That's awesome.
maneuver much better.
All right. With that, he lets go of you and he leads the pack. Give me your roll, Hagen, with that lovely speech of being better than everyone around you.
I won't deny it. What's which check am I making?
Your choice: acrobatics, athletics, or survival to get out of here.
Athletics, survival. I'll do acrobatics, and that is a 19.
19. That's actually pretty good. You easily can make it out of here with no hangups, no problems, no damage to you making your way through. As you're making your way to the docks, you do see a set of rafts ready to go. There's enough space for you and you three, plus Darren and the two other individuals, divided between two rafts. With that said, I would say if Allie's character was here, you would be out of space.
So I made the right call.
No, I wanted to
Looking to
make you
go.
guys make a choice on who would survive. So, with that said, this is GF.
Would be a
We've seen
choice.
him on the other show. Like I said, red bearded Drew. Same eyebrows and everything. A big ass scimitar. His robes are soaking wet. That takes us to Everin. Everin, what do you do out of the 3 checks to get out of here?
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
So, and it was acrobatics.
Okay, you're good. That's totally fine. Enough to get out of here as well. There is one more fire on the way. You guys can just go around it, or if you want to hasten it, you could just cast your spell to get rid of the last blocked fire path.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay.
There's no point in risking somebody getting hurt.
Well, it's smart that you do, because if not, everybody would have to make another check. So as you get rid of the fire, everyone runs down that last roadway, heading out into the wharf. Taryn, carrying Darrent. Well, I would love to say you weren't at disadvantage. That would be a lie. You're carrying a body.
Yeah. So with disadvantage, I rolled a 7. So I am going to try and
Would you like to use an
get rid of
inspiration?
I would. I'm trying to save a fellow member of the order, so
Okay.
I'm going to cite my honor as my life and reroll.
All right, I'll give you an inspiration for that. That's used for the show. You cannot use it again.
Yep. 18.
That's good enough. As you are carrying him to get him out of here, he starts to cough, and there is a smell of, like, decay quickly setting over him. Quicker than decay should set over somebody.
Try not to move.
What languages do you know?
I know Elvish, Dwarvish, Common, and Draconic.
Okay. In Draconic, he says, just let me go. There's no way I will survive. As he coughs again, his tongue falls from his body.
Is he burning from the inside?
That's a very good question.
It's gotta be.
Do you continue carrying him with your successful check all the way to the raft?
Hagen is going to appear at his side, just whooshing in almost silently on his new little bed of air,
Sure.
smoke, and fire.
Yeah.
From his coat, and he'll say, "Come on, let's get him to the boat, and I will help you carry him."
Okay, so you, Hagen, also, if you could give me do you have arcane or religion as you're helping carry him?
I have Arcana. I don't have religion.
Hey, we'll go with arcana.
Oh, I don't know, Jack. That's
Hey, it's a rush. You guys all...
7.
It's a rush. You guys are running.
How
Todd,
far
I wish
away
you
are they
would've-
from
I
me?
wish you would have made that roll.
And me too. He didn't.
It doesn't.
Oh, it
work
doesn't
on
work
me,
that
sorry.
way? Damn. What a shame.
I can't use my power.
So as you all run to the raft, load into 2 separate groups. I'm going to ask, who is with Darrent? Because basically there is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, 3 per raft, plus the person navigating the raft. So you got to split into 2 groups of 3.
Well, I was carrying him, so I probably would be on the same raft as him.
All right, so you're going to be on the same raft. Okay.
I would try to be on that raft so I can try to heal him on
Okay.
our travels.
Okay, so you're going to be on the same raft. So that means that, Hagen, you're on the other raft with the other 2.
Hold on. How far are we going with a raft? Like, are we talking like cross?
2 days.
Oceans
Downriver. No, it's a river.
days. Oh, okay.
River, Vingrad River. I mean, you'll stop and camp on the way and stuff like that, but way out in front of you, there is a huge ferry pulling a bunch of the flotilla. You're on rafts that actually, like, have the ability to somewhat navigate. The other ones are just flat boards floating in a river getting tugged along.
Is that the one that I built? The big one?
That's one of the ones
behind the riverboat?
Yes, getting pulled. It's
got
like it's like a party barge getting pulled down a burning river.
Jesus Christ.
And I will say, as you were leaving, sure enough, I mean, the Vingrad River is on fire in front of the place, but Vogler is aflame. So then that means Hagen, you're going to be on the boat with Giev and the large wrapped individual who like sits down on the raft and starts breathing heavy. He reaches in and grabs a vial out and takes a swig. And you can see like some of his hand start to heal up in his arm, but he's pretty beaten. And we start to travel down the river. With that said, it's gonna be like 2-day travel. There is some screaming up front. There is some combat in the middle of the raft. So like you're really leaving late. There's a gap between you and the rest of the flotilla. And it is your 2 rafts and like a couple other random families that have made it out, floating down the river, probably half a mile away from the other ones. You can see them, but communication isn't really possible. And the ferry does not stop that night. The people on the rafts with both of you, you all are able to talk across the rafts. Like, if you've ever went rafting before, you can talk to the other boats. You just kind of got to yell. As the village is on fire and burning to the ground, and it is very bad, the person on... I'm going to say... I'll do Darren's boat, and then I'll do Hagen's boat, because those are the 2 easy identifiers between the 2. On Darren's boat, when you lay him down, he says, we can travel through the night. If we are quiet, I think we can get away without encountering any of the Red Dragon's army. They were in between us. We watched them fight. We laid low. And you can see they have like tarps that they had draped over top of everything. And when you guys are all on board, they put the tarps over you, and they're like this weird bluish sheen. And they lay on the raft and are like rowing downriver. When they see people, they lay flat to make sure that it's harder to see them. They look like floating debris down the river. They're doing their best to disguise themselves. Darren, while breathing, is not doing well. Once in a while, you'll see a puff of smoke leave his chest. The man driving the boat says, if we were to ditch him, we would be able to move faster.
We're not ditching him.
I think I might be able to fix it. Just please give me some time. I want to do a religion check.
Okay.
Because I'm proficient in religion.
Give me a roll. Proficient helps.
Okay, that's 22.
He is burning from the inside slowly, but it's not magic.
Okay, that's mainly what I wanted to know, is if it was magic, because I have to spell magic now.
Investigate him heavily?
Yeah, I'll take the time to do it.
Okay. When you open his mouth and look inside, his teeth have blackened, burned away, and they're slowly becoming like a bright white enamel. Like you went and had your teeth whitened.
Yeah.
All of his internal like skin is burned away and slowly coming back, but the fire in the very back of his throat is this like deep violet flame. It's not the fire that burned him alive.
Yeah. Interesting. It's not magic. It's not.
I am going to burn another 5 hit points.
Okay. He needs an 8-hour rest before you can heal him again, just as a heads up. If you're gonna do that.
No. That's fine. I'm gonna cast Aid on him, so he has 5 temporary hit points for the next 24 hours.
Okay, so
to up his.
to just kind of keep him more
threshold.
stable makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything that helps.
If
that-
he does hit 0 hit points whenever that should happen, I am going to immediately cast Spare the Dying until I can figure out
So
what's happening.
fair to say the 2 of you are on watch for him
Yeah.
while going down the river? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on watch for him, it's pretty calm. As the camera pans back to Hagen's raft with the big dude and the scout and that person sailing, the scout leans in and says, are you injured at all? The mayor told us to come in and get the friends of Ispin out. I see your other buddy is burned up pretty bad. We got a 2-day trip, and we are not stopping. We are resting on the rafts. Is he going to make it?
The 2 people that could make that happen are with him. At least
Who is that? Is it one of the friends of Ispin?
few hours of time I've spent with them. Yes, we're all
No.
all here because of this.
No. Is the man who is on that raft Ispin's friend?
Oh,
Is he someone who was
he is
invited
here-
to the funeral?
He's here with one of the others there on the raft.
Who is he?
He's a squire to the knight. They have a bomb.
Wait, that's Darrent? That's Highwater?
Heard of him? Wow. Yeah.
Of course, it's Becklin's protege.
Well,
Oh, if Becklin is still alive, she is not going to be happy about this. Look, I came back from the front lines with Becklin and Cudgel. They are fighting a sizable part of that Red Dragon army. I don't think they made it. He has a larger bag on his side, pulls it out and sets it down. He's like, I was told to give this to Darrent as a farewell gift from Becklin. Apparently, the other group that was helping the city was also told to grab belongings from the tower to give to him. Should have the Kingfisher symbol on it. I don't know where it is, but if you do, I would love to know so I can get these belongings to Darrent as the last wishes of Becklin. Do you happen to know where they are?
I could give these items to Darren right now if you really had to.
No, he's not going to know if he doesn't make it. But do you know where the crate is? It was important. Becklin told me that the crate must go to Darrent. Do you know where that is? Did you move those supplies? Did you and your friends
No.
move those?
No, we left
be the
the funeral and have been
Say
busy
nothing else.
ever since.
No, say nothing else. I don't mean ill. I'm just parting
Oh, no,
wishes from a possible missing in action.
I wish I could help you out, but I can't.
Yeah. The big guy kind of grumbles a little bit on your raft. As you guys are kind of floating down the river together in the middle of the night, the scout is tending to the big guy and wrapping his face up and putting poultice on his face to make sure he's good. The big guy drinks another potion about halfway into that night, after about 4 or 5 hours of travel. He's like, I'm gonna take a nap. Wake me up in the morning. And he kind of rolls over under the tarp, swigs that last potion, and passes out. The scout says, Hagen, if you wish to take a rest, I'm good for the night. I can stay on lookout.
All right. If you are fine with it, I'd like to give us all a small little boost before I rest as well.
I mean, anything that can help us survive down the Vingard River in the middle of a war, yeah, I think I'm pretty good with that.
Then I'll cast aid on the three of us.
Okay, how long does that last for? The rest of the evening? Or?
8 hours.
8 hours, awesome. As he says that, the
8,
camera
not 24.
slides back to Darrent's raft as he's sleeping finally, and the two are tending to him, making down the river. If there's nothing else that needs to be done, you guys will get 2 days of travel. And just before arrival to the shores near Kalaman, I have a couple other little things. Is there anything else that the three of you would like to do before we stop outside of Kalaman?
With the 2 days of rest, how is he doing?
He's stable, but not really talking other than muttering once in a while. The smoke still leaves his face and his lungs. He is slowly healing from the inside out.
Okay, if I cast healing on him now, does that speed up that process?
He makes a
I'm
new
after 8
save.
hours? Okay.
Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze.
He makes a new save. After 8 hours, you can cast heal, and what it will do is it will stabilize the lingering wound, but there will be a wound that remains. After those 2 days, you can tell he's not going to be able to keep his two pinky and his ring finger on his left hand. They're toast. Probably
So we'll
lost
have
in
no
the
fingers then?
missing.
No, I mean
Basically,
like.
these two will be gone. Be like this.
Okay. So shoot above.
Okay. So at the end of that first night, and Everett's probably the only one other that can see this.
Okay.
Taryn is going to offer up a prayer
Okay.
to. You hear him call Paladine's name because he can't really hide it, and he himself starts to heal.
Okay, cool.
But as he's doing it, okay, it's not bad. As he's doing it, he asks for Paladine to watch over Darrett and keep him safe and keep him heal.
During your prayer, the rain that was fire into rain on the river stops. You pray. Can I get a percentage roll from the audience, please?
Oh boy.
Percentile rolls. And then, Moxie, before you rest that night, you can hear conversations around you. And finally, those conversations, you figure that it's coming from the little miniature section of the wall.
Right. Super well.
Reverse seared squire.
Percentiles, exclamation point, 1d100. 1d100 is percentile, sorry. I should have specified that to the audience. While that's going on and you rest for the night, does Everin focus on 1d100?
1d100, Star Drew.
Does Everin focus on the item at all?
I'm at least going to try to listen. I don't.
Oh my god.
Oh god, what is it? I didn't even look at.
Kelly rolled 100 on a D100.
Cool. Thank
Kelly,
you. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.
Cool. The rain
said she
stops.
was
You should
here
buy
to
a
troll.
lotto ticket. Yeah, you should.
No, you don't want high. That's actually the wrong
No,
number.
you don't.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
the
no.
wrong.
That's the wrong way.
So, do you listen in on it at all as you're traveling down river?
Yeah.
Well, with that said, I won't go to
I
me.
hate it here.
You
Probably
should.
gonna regret
You
it.
should.
But
I
it's fine.
hate
Yeah, so as you listen in onto this, Moxie, I am going to bring it on screen. I'll bring us to our two-man cam. So you can hear your sister speaking to the pit fiend inside the object. Hi, Allie. Welcome back.
Hi, hello. Hold on. Before this conversation, I feel like.
Correct.
Okay. Hi, hello.
Oh, that is amazing. So, as I'm clipping that because the background. Oh no, I can't. You're not in the background. Damn it. So as that happens, the pit fiend and you are sitting at a table that they have had moved in. The four columns of that table are people holding the table up, nailed to it. In like a statuesque pose. On the table, there is a bunch of food and things that, I mean, really, if it was cooked, would be delicious. There is an entire platter of hearts in the center of the table.
Of course.
And it goes,
course.
well, Miss Blackmire, I've heard that you enjoy a heart or two. I figured I should at least give you something to eat while we are trapped in here.
And Solera looks down at the hearts, and then her stomach lets out a gurgle against her will, and she'll put a hand on her
I
stomach.
haven't eaten in a while, I take it.
It may have been a little bit. I do appreciate your hospitality and generosity.
I mean, it is
I do.
our home, right? Only you and your sister are the people who call this home, correct? Where is your sister, by the way?
I suppose that's true. I don't know. Truth be told, I kind of thought that I might see her by now. How long has it been?
I have no idea. Time passes very odd here.
I've put that together at least.
Oh, we could go back to my home if you wish to not stay here.
Your home.
Correct. My home.
And she's gonna glance at the marks on her hand.
There are 8 lines left.
I do appreciate the offer, but I'm comfortable here. I don't want to leave Everin.
All right, that's fine. I'm sure she'll let you out of your prison home soon. Now, I will say, you know, Moxie, you can hear this. I don't know if you're trying to interact at all, but you hear this entire conversation.
Not yet.
Okay. Just making
Erik,
sure.
I have a question.
Ask away, Allie.
So, with the hearts that are on the table, does Thalira find them, like, consciously, like, appetizing?
I mean,
Like,
they're
is
all
she-
still beating hearts, literally.
Oh, great. We love it.
And thank you for
love
asking.
that.
I need a wisdom saving throw.
I had a feeling that was coming up. Okie dokie.
Not until you asked.
Damn it. Oh, cool. Oh, I see. That's not good.
Disadvantage.
That's actually... Okay, let's see if I can roll lower than that, too.
Now, we have plenty of cards that can be played. Kyler went ham.
Yeah, that is... I don't think there's anything we can do that's going to change that.
Oh,
That
sure
a
there is.
4.
Well, if you would like an inspiration,
I guess
take-
I am healed at this point.
you can take 2D. You sure are. You are healed in here. You can take 2d6 damage. It'll heal on its own. Would you like to do that?
Well, that would just cancel out the disadvantage, correct?
No, it'll give you an inspiration. Inspirations are rerolls.
Let's do it. Let's take some damage.
You take
Worst case
6
scenario?
points of damage. The gurgling is a little painful. You have an inspiration you can spend. We'll use the one Kyler gave us. So many of them tonight. We'll use one of those.
Okay. Swear to God, if you're
Would you
another
like to
2,
lower
I'm
the
gonna
DC
cry.
by 1?
Please and thank you. We
Okay.
would love that.
Cool. We'll lower the DC too. Would you like a +2 to your roll?
No.
Oh, no, I can't do that. Damn, it's a green. Can't do that, unfortunately. I lied to you.
So I just took 6 points of damage,
Yep. Uh-huh.
and I rolled a 1.
Excellent. Excellent. I need Everin to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I am so sorry for how this is about to go because that is a 7.
You hear the conversation, you hear the munching noises and the slurping of eating a still beating heart. And your heart stops and you pass out. Next morning, all of you wake up. So next morning, everyone wakes up. It's been a day and a half of travel. It could have been worse. It's not that bad. With that, I'll take us back to our full group. Minus Allie. You wake up the next morning, Moxie. Everin feels sick. Have you ever had food poisoning? In real life, it feels
No.
like that. Your stomach hurts, it's in cramps, you're doubled over the rest of the ride, and it's rough river rapids. So double all that down with motion sickness, it's not a good trip.
That sounds horrible.
Can I make some sort of check to figure out if I can heal myself in this moment?
No, you're
Because-
sick. I mean, unless you have the ability to remove ailments, no. And it has to be
think
memorized.
that's how-
You have to pray for it. You could pray for it the next morning if you want. You could drink.
Yeah, that's fair.
You could drink some of this fine Vingard water.
That's not fucking happening. I think my best bet is to just pray on it and be like, hey,
Okay. Praying on it.
don't know what this is, but
I'm assuming I see this since I'm on the raft.
Yeah.
you would see me praying for sure.
No. I'm talking about like you feeling like shit.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
she's
yeah, no, you
more
would
pale
definitely
than
see that.
normal. She doesn't feel well. Even Hagen from on the other raft can tell she ain't doing well. It looks like somebody who's been on a boat that doesn't have sea legs. But if you knew more about her, that makes no sense.
If anybody has sea legs, it should be me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did I memorize conjure Dramamine?
Dramamine. No.
I didn't.
I know what spell I'm homebrewing.
Uh-oh.
Are there any non-magical cures or at least items that could help, like something just like a.
I mean, I
Homebrew
would
stuff.
need time. I can brew stuff because I'm proficient in herbalism, but like I don't have the time to do that here.
Okay.
Or the
Because
probably
it takes like I have an herbalism kit. I have everything I need, but I need time. It takes me like 2 days to be able to make pretty much anything.
Eric, do you know of any? Would you, as the GM arbiter of all, say that there would be a non-magical item that could help her nausea?
Do you want to stop the rafts?
No.
Oh,
We can keep the
something
rafts
you could
going.
bring? I would say there's something that when the save comes up again that you could do your thing and conjure, yeah.
No. I'm asking right now. Like, if she's not doing well, I will walk over to her boat
Okay.
and say, "Are you okay? Like, what's? You look sick. I could tell from over there."
I would need a medicine check.
Medicine.
I am going to disappear for a second as I refresh my thing real quick because you're all frozen in here.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If it helps, Roll20 is frozen on me 4 times now.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
keep having to go back into
Yeah, that's
it.
what happened to me too. Roll 20
Yeah.
and now, like I can see everything OBS. OBS's stream is great. But for some reason, everything else is frozen on this end. I attempted to stop it. Let's see.
So,
I'm going to cast a spell on myself first.
Okay.
The spell is called Borrowed Knowledge. So for the next hour, I'm trained in medicine.
Okay.
Look like a doctor and come over and say, "Listen, you're
right.
not looking good. Let me just take a look here because we've been through some weird shit, and I want to at least pay you back for, keeping me alive."
It's fair.
I'm just gonna
I
Roll
very
my
much appreciate
d20
it.
on the floor into the abyss because it matches everything in the darkness. I got it. I found it.
Me, I have 3 D20s that are currently lost in this carpet, and I've not taken the time to find them.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Let's
yeah, there is a
go.
medicine you could use that would give her advantage on her roll again when she has to make the second save.
Okay. And this is a non-magical medicine.
Yeah, it's just an herb.
Would it cost? How much would it cost?
Under your
If we
amount.
went to.
And also,
Okay.
would I have it in my
I know what you do.
herbalism kit?
No.
Okay.
It's very
Okay.
special.
I would say to you, listen.
Because it's not actually motion sickness. It is food
Oh no,
poisoning from
I
eating raw
know
meat.
it's. I know.
Ah.
I'm very
You-
aware of what's really happening
Okay.
here.
So what you'll need at this time is, and I'll explain the herb.
Okay.
And I'll say, do you have some on you at all?
No, I'm afraid it's much too specialized to be in my herbalism kit, but God, do I wish I did.
Put your hand out and ask for it.
Damn.
Can I have some? Whoever, please.
And it appears in her hand.
That is bullshit.
Well, thank you.
Surely you are a wizard.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for saving my life.
You're very welcome.
Can't do that too often though, so just be aware.
Don't worry, I am hoping
Well-
this does the trick.
While you're
And I will-
here, it's
yes.
been a
How are you on the raft with them when there's no room? Are you floating?
I'm not. I can
He can
walk
walk
on
on
water
water.
with my special coat.
I forgot. So you're just like 1 foot on the raft, just floating down the river with them.
And technically, if I needed to get out, I can also walk on
I
water. So like,
know.
we can
I
switch
just
back and
didn't
forth
know
as
he
much as
could
we
do
want.
it.
bullshit. I'm a
Morgan in
fucking
this
martyr.
shit.
I can't walk on water. This is horse shit.
So
Tyrion
Keep
will
talking.
extend his hand
keep talking.
and
I'm
be
gonna
like,
fix my stuff while you're doing that.
Got
Okay.
it.
like it's kind of been a whirlwind the last few hour. I am Taryn Greystone. I haven't actually met you yet.
Oh,
Oh, it's been one of those kind of adventures, hasn't it?
I
But
suppose
thank you
so.
for your help, sir.
Oh, well, of course. You can call me Hagen. That's my actual name.
Very
Taryn.
nice to meet you, Hagen.
Yes.
And you as well. Thank you for keeping me alive.
Like I said, no problem at all. It wasn't exactly like I was going to get out by myself, and you two seem decent. So
I'm back. See how
Well,
So
in a whirlwind.
I do have a question while you guys are talking, real quick. If you were going to float,
But
you can stay on it.
Hopefully we can recombobulate and reconnoiter at our destination and see what's going on with Ispin's whatever he's left us.
How long can you walk on water?
Yes,
Todd?
and once we
Yeah.
reach shore, I can get my sister, and she can come back out with us. And you see her like mess with this like small, like it literally looks like a diorama of a wall with a door in it.
How
and
long
she's
can
just
you
sort of
float on
holding it.
water, Todd?
Always.
Okay,
As long as I
perfect.
have my coat on.
Perfect. That's all I want to know.
Permanently.
Excellent. Excellent. Anything else the two of you need to discuss before we fast forward to arriving outside of Kalaman?
Do I
Derek does
need to
not
make
wake
another
up.
check?
Nope.
Or am I good?
Not today. Next morning you will.
Okay, cool. And he's not woken up?
No.
Can I check on him, please?
He's alive. His skin's all still burned up on the outside. Whatever wraps and things you've put on him. He's breathing. That purple flame is still in the back of his throat. It once in a while will go away, but it comes back. But he's still alive, just not awake.
If I cast message and I send him something, will he answer me?
Yes. Yes, he will. Yeah, you are. Hold on.
God, what are you doing?
So when you cast message, two things happen. One, your sister will also get this message. Two, Darren does get it. And you do get a response back. I need you to make me a intellect save.
Cool.
Todd, you know what? You're not far from being wrong.
18.
18 is not high enough. Would you like to spend some cards?
Fuck, yeah. I really thought an 18 would be fine.
It is
okay,
not.
good. Of course it's not. Why would it be? Honestly,
would you like a +2 to your roll to make it a 20? And would you like to use a card to lower the DC by 1?
Yeah, I'll do both of them.
All right, so let's get you let's get you a Kyler special, a whole package of Kyler specials. Since he's played so many cards, we're gonna go with change DC by 1 from Kyler, and then we're gonna go with plus to the roll as well from Kyler, and then I'm gonna ask you if you would like to use a Knowledge of Palanthus card.
Do we
to
know what that
the-
does?
Yeah. You guys have used it before. At least the other
Okay.
show has. Basically, anything that's a knowledge 20 or lower, you can spend the Knowledge of Palanthus card, and you have at some point in time in your studies read about the situation.
Yeah, let's use that too. That seems
Cool.
correct.
Can everybody else take their earphones off?
Of course.
Oh, no, not Celera. Celera still gets to hear
Allie.
Allie.
Get back on.
Allie. Allie,
thing.
Allie, you can hear everything. Allie, ears.
Put them on.
Allie.
Put your headphones on. You.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
We're all yelling at her, by the way. You can't. You can still hear everything, remember?
Yeah, you can still hear what is happening.
So, with that said, you can still hear. You do know what this is. The fire that's in him is the fire of the last cataclysm.
Oh no.
Specifically, the fire of the last cataclysm is the last burning piece of this purple flame that has been seen. The only other time the fire of the cataclysm has been seen is within Lord Soth's army.
Yeah.
With that knowledge, would you like to do anything?
You don't know what I can do is the problem.
Okay. I mean, you can do
don't-
whatever it is you feel like doing. I'm just giving you this option as you're floating down the river before you arrive in Kalaman. Or do you keep it to yourselves, plural?
Do I know what that
You can
means
talk
in
to Allie,
terms of
because then
like?
she can hear you if you need.
Yeah, I can hear you through the door.
Yeah, actually, I will bring
do
her on.
do I have like any knowledge of what that means in like the long run? Like, is that going to take him to being undead? Is that going?
So I lost internet, but we are back. I apologize for that, everybody. It picks up right where we left off, which is the best. So I'll take us right back into where we were here, which involves me picking her and going to our 3-cam.
Yay.
Hi, you two. Back to what we were saying.
Hello.
Even in different spots.
Hello.
Here, let me fix the spots here. Hold on. This is the wrong spots.
Don't worry, we just decided to change seats.
Nah. Done. So with that said, you can hear it. Is there anything you would like to do with that, Everett?
Well, I want to make a check. So, like, I want to know what the end game to it is. Because if I have knowledge of Palanthus and I know that the flames are, like, within Soth's army, does that, like, mean that Jarrett is headed to being, like, undead? Does that mean...
I see earmuffs on a bunch of people.
Oh, because I told him to take him back on when you disappeared.
Ruined all the surprises. Horrible human being.
You went offline. I didn't know when you were coming back.
Horrible human being. No, it's too late now. Now you can just leave them on now. Fuck it. No, at this point, it doesn't matter. Yeah, if I can ruin the fun. Fun's ruined now.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's player knowledge and character knowledge. I'll say it again.
That just means I get to change it up again. So,
Great.
Oh shit! No.
So with that said, that is what that last time that flame was seen. That doesn't necessarily mean it's tied to him. Just so you know, with that 20 Palanthus check, that's what that means.
Okay, so it's just tied.
It's
to
just tied.
him,
That's
but
the
doesn't-
last
okay.
time the flame was seen was Lord Soth.
Okay.
That's what that means.
And I'm
So-
still getting the thing of like I'm not going to be able to heal him in any way.
He doesn't. He seems like he's healing from the inside.
The flame is still there,
This flame still comes and goes.
even with all of my cleric stuff. I don't think I have anything that will help.
I don't
I
know.
mean, if nothing's going to help, you might as well just bring him.
And you
somewhere
finally
convenient
hear your
for
sister
safekeeping.
talking to you. You know it's a two-way street.
If I message or if I answer her, do I have to say it out loud, or can that be in my head too?
It
As like
has to be
message.
out loud.
That's unfortunate. All right. I'm gonna look at Taryn and Hagen.
Okay.
So there's a lot that we have not had the time to explain.
Oh, you're
because
telling
as we
everybody?
said
Can I bring
before-
everybody on board?
Oh yeah, you can bring them in.
All right,
Sorry,
we'll do.
I totally forgot that we.
That's okay. No. That's why I'm asking. I'll bring everybody. Everybody will be here. Right, meow.
Hear me talking out loud, and not to anybody in particular. Please know that is to my sister. And also the purple flame that currently resides inside of Derek was last.
Purple flame.
If you open his mouth in the back of his throat, you can see purple fire. That the last time it was seen in Lord Soth's army.
It was in the Cataclysm in Lord Sauce.
Yeah, in the Cataclysm more specifically. It doesn't.
Certainly.
From what I can understand, it does not mean that he is tied to Lord Soth in any way. It is just the last time that Purple Flame was seen like.
Certainly interesting. I could do a little bit of studying if you want me to. I mean, we could definitely use.
Remember how I
Some help,
said
yes?
you have to? Yeah, as I say, you have to talk out loud. The pit fiend across from you is just listening to you.
To my dear sister, whom I know you two cannot hear, if you would like to study on the subject, I would very much appreciate it. And do not worry about house guests. I will get it taken care of later.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Don't worry
I
about
think
it.
we could use company, and Celera will look up at the pit fiend.
I think that we
I
could
would
use
be
very
happy to come out
specific
and speak to
company.
them if they would like help.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh, she can hear
Talk
us.
to myself sometimes too.
Celera, can she
Magical.
hear us?
Don't worry about it.
Unfortunately,
Good.
yes.
Are you hungry, Everin? We have plenty of food in here.
No, thank you. I've been throwing up all morning.
Oh, I apologize.
Are you okay? Did you drink the seawater?
Oh no, but I believe you ate something that perhaps made me sick.
I don't know what you could be talking about.
I love that you think you're a good liar. No, I think we both know what I'm talking about.
There's more if you need.
I
if
am-
You're still hungry.
Very confused.
Yes.
It is more than fine. I apologize. Things are a bit back and forth with my sister at the moment. A bit grumpy
is
from
she?
all of the healing. Oh, in our home. This small
Right,
wall
the
here.
wall thing.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true.
Greystone?
You guys did all witness that on the battlefield. Which you
Yeah.
sent her away with
Greystone
a
could
chest.
certainly come visit.
Absolutely not.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
I said no.
Well, it sounds like your sister doesn't agree with you. I'll leave you here by yourself. And he snaps, and all the people stand up at the table. He opens up the mirror, and the table and all the food leaves with him.
You already ate. Do not act like you didn't. I heard you.
I'm lonely.
You're lonely.
You're scared off my friend.
Your friend. Oh, dear God. Okay. We will have that discussion later.
Strawberry heartfelt yogurt.
And oh God. But as when we get to a place where I can set up the wall again, I will get you out. And we will have a real discussion on this. But remember, I can hear you. I'm your sister, therefore you cannot be lonely.
Day. She's been there a day.
One day.
Lyra is just going to
Yeah,
take
it's been one day.
Lyra's going to take like the fork and knife from the table that she was using earlier, and she'll just start to kind of like draw on the table with it.
He took the table. There's nothing in the room. Remember,
Oh,
you guys decided you wanted a
nothing
room
in a-
we-
that had
we have a
nothing but the
table.
beds. No.
No,
had beds.
yes, we did.
No.
We had two
You-
beds and a table. That is what we decided
Okay,
on.
We had
a
a table.
nightstand isn't a table.
We said table.
He
The word
brought
was
a
table.
dining room table. So she's
Okay,
playing on
fine.
your
On the
tiny
small table. Yeah.
I'm
The small
clarifying that
It's
it
a
is
card
not there.
table. It's one of the little
It's a
like
card table.
padded
Yeah.
ones you
No,
get from
that's it.
Target.
She's like,
The
nah,
fold
it's
out
not good.
legs. It's shitty,
It's
but it's
awful.
there.
It's there.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Our home isn't great, but it's a home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
It's what we've got to work with.
So with all of this said, and with Darrent and the information that's going on, is the group going to do anything else before we arrive at the shores heading to Calaban?
How much time do I have?
We're going to be there in like a day. What do you want to do is my question. So
I
we can
want to
move forward.
attune tear into the wall.
It takes a long rest to attune.
That's fine. If we
So
have
if you
a whole
want to
day,
attune
then
this
that's a long
day,
rest.
you can
Yeah.
100. But he has to do it. He has to say yeah. He basically has to hold the object, keep it with him, attune himself to it. That's up to him though, not you.
Okay, then
You
I'll
can
ask him
say
about
you can attune to it.
it. Taryn, might I ask you a favor?
Of course. Oh,
Um,
speaking of which, do you want some water? You've been throwing up all day.
Oh, maybe not seawater. That feels not great.
No. That would just make you throw up more. No, that's horrible. But I can clean this water.
Oh,
You can drink some.
yeah, I would very much appreciate it.
Right. You see, like, blood start to form in his eyes, and it just kind of cries down a little bit, and there's like a burst, and you see like the seawater in a 5-foot radius change to fresh, clean water,
Oh,
and
damn.
he dips a cup into it and holds it out to you, and then the
Thank
seawater
you.
just kind of mixes and pushes it away again.
Thank you very much. I'm very sorry that your that the blood happens. But thank you. I do very much appreciate the water. But my favor. So this small wall is obviously what takes me home. But I can have additional people that can open my home, and I mostly want to make sure that Salira can get out if something would happen to me.
Okay.
amongst some other small benefits that would be gained, but nothing that brings harm to you whatsoever. But it makes sure that someone can hold it besides me.
I see.
All you have to do is hold it for the day. While we finish our travels, if you just have it beside you.
Attuning myself. To...
Yes. Yes, you can only use the wall if you are attuned to it. And it means, if you would step into my home for any reason, those things would obviously work themselves out in a way if you were attuned to it.
Yeah, those
I
things.
see.
Taryn, can I just I need you to know if she's fucking pulling the wool over your eyes a little bit here, buddy.
It's sort of the truth.
Yeah, sort of the truth.
Of the truth.
Yeah,
Do you want an insight check?
Yeah, I would like an insight check.
Versus my
Disadvantage,
deception?
though, actually.
Disadvantage. Damn it. Okay. Well,
I forgot.
Nice
My
time's a
character's
waste
bad.
then.
I'm spending Doom Pool to put it at a disadvantage.
Well, I rolled a 10 and a 19.
Okay, so you got the 10 plus your bonus.
Yeah, which I'm proficient in, so that's a 15. And you know what? I'm going to burn a card to add a +2 to that. Use one of
perfect.
Kyle's.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Good call. I would do that too.
Complete. Thank you, Kyle.
Right. So what do you got?
So that's a 17.
A 17. She's telling you most of it, but this definitely feels like, why is she only asking you?
Yeah, no, I was actually gonna go to that. Like,
You can only ask one of them at a time. Like it only works one at a time.
And she has known Taryn much longer.
Yeah, and I've known Taryn longer than Hagen.
Yeah, sure. Whatever floats your.
I mean, not much
boat.
longer. Actually, that's not true because you two traveled here together.
Oh, that's true. Anyway,
so he
something's
says
off. I think that's fair to say.
I feel as though, I mean, judging from our current tactical makeup, it'd probably be better with our friend Hagen because he is probably less likely to fall than me at any given point. And if you're wanting someone to be able to escape and be able to save her, I feel like I don't run. I'm a Solomonic Knight. I do not run from battle. It's not something that I do.
Everin, you're just going to hear
and he points back down the river at the burning city. He's like, that wasn't a fight.
There's just smoke in the sky.
No, that was murder.
Is just a large pyre at this point. But I just don't feel like I am the best suited to help you in this regard. I feel like Hagen would be a much better choice. How's your stomach feeling?
Was I supposed to make a check? Are we on the last day, or is it by the time I get there that I have to make another check?
Don't worry.
Okay, great. I'm a bit better, I believe. The water helped, and Hagen's gift also helped.
Good.
Probably won't know if I'm fully back to normal, as it were, for a bit.
Well, as this is said, the person steering the raft's like, we probably have about 5 hours, and we will be about 2 miles out from Kalaman. The original group that left said that we were not to dock right outside of the capital, since it is not ours. They said we should stay a couple miles out, and that the mayor, Raven, would send someone to come grab us. But with Lord Baccharis on the other raft, I'm pretty sure they're just going to use him to get in. And with that, the big guy does sit up finally on the other raft. Scorched, burnt, half his face bandaged. And he goes, I can get us in. I think we should just go all the way to the gate. There's no reason to park 2 miles away. My son is on the ferry. We have some words to have, and we should get as close as we can to Capwn. Because the quicker that I can get in with my son, the quicker I can let the governor know that the Friends of Ispin are here, and we can set up a council meeting. And he coughs and like wipes off something on the inside of his robes.
What's he wiping off?
Can't tell.
Perception check?
Passive
We're
did
not
not
too far
cover
away.
it. If he does it again,
okay.
I'll let you make a roll, but passive does not cover it. And it is like rafts up, you're apart from each other. Hagen, on
I
the
thought
other
we were-
hand, nope. Hagen, on the other
I
hand,
was just gonna say,
you see him
Come on.
cough, and he's coughing up blood and wiping it off. He's still messed up. He's got a lingering wound.
do you want that cleaned off? I can.
Wait, you can
Magic it
clean?
away.
Can you clean me?
Sure.
He pulls out his coins and hands you money.
Oh. No. This is.
No.
no.
Services rendered are always paid for. And he hands you a platinum piece.
But you dragged me from the flames, so.
Yes, and the man who is burnt up on there tried to get me from my home. I at least can pay. You can split this up
Well,
however you want. And he hands you literally a platinum dragon platinum piece.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Of course.
And I will cast Prestidigitation and start scrubbing them.
And I was
Hands-free
hoping
scrub.
somebody would do that before, because he appeared in the other show. So he is cleaned up. His wrappings are clean. His hair is slicked back on the one side that's still in place. His arm is wrapped properly, but all of his clothes are cleaned. And he stands up feeling prouder, because he was pretty disheveled looking. And he sets the other robes on the raft, and I will say, Darren's raft can see it's Lord Baccarus who's over there. And he is not the most liked person. He is a stingy noble, but he does hold some stature in Capwn. And the fact that he is saying he is going to vouch for all of you is kind of a big thing. Well, then I think we should hurry as quick as we can. Let's not land 2 days out, or 2 miles out. Let's land as close as we can to Capwn. As a matter of fact, I can take us in through another gate. We don't have to go through where the rest of the refugees are.
Well, if that's.
It'd be much faster.
You have more experience at this area than I do, so that'll be
Think
fine
of
with me.
Think of it this way. If you were a capital and you saw about 1,000 people showing up at your gates, would you let everybody in?
Probably.
No. Bureaucracy is too slow for that kind of influx.
So I can get us in. By us, I mean everybody but the people. Not you three. And he points to the 2 raft people and the scout. He's like, but not you. Ispin's friends. And the scout goes, I didn't want to go in the fucking city anyway.
Probably a smart move.
Scout says, if you want to go in with him, that's fine. I am going to debark here at the marker where we said we're going to be. The ferry will be where he is talking about going, as a heads up. He's probably going to see his kid. He's like, of course I'm going to see my kid. Fucker left me behind. So,
I'm
are we
sure
ready?
he had his reasons, right?
Yeah, he's a coward. True heroes are rare. You should be proud of yourselves.
Do we hear all that
Oh,
conversation?
yeah, he's loud. Oh, yeah.
I'm just a librarian, but I'm glad I could help.
A library with a magical skill set, let me tell you. Much appreciated.
Taryn kind of mutters under his breath, I believe his son is the one we took out of the bar,
So with that,
if I remember correctly.
if there's nothing else anybody wants to do, and there's just general conversation, upon docking, now I need, when the raft smashes, for Everin to make that. Is my stomach still upset save?
And I make this with advantage, yes,
Correct.
because
Yes, from the drugs.
thank
Drugs.
God.
Drugs.
That's an 18.
So you land, you don't feel nauseous anymore. I will say that Solera is still a little hungry. But she did get to eat some. As a matter of fact, your hit points go up permanently by 2.
Mine or hers?
Hers. Moxie,
Yeah.
Everins goes down by 2.
Okay.
She's like, oh, fuck. I will say
We've
both of you
got
should note
the-
your original total,
Okay.
just so you have it.
We have got to get to that trial. Like, what can I speed through to get her to her next trial?
We're gonna find out in
say
Calamon,
that I
aren't we?
think everyone needs Frankhouse Dilemma shirts for this show.
So as
no.
Just,
We're
just
getting
around
them.
both casts, Monday and
Yeah.
Tuesday.
look,
We're getting them.
you're acting like I, for some reason, am the problem of everything. I disagree with you. I'm not.
Sure. Nope. Eric Frankhouse.
You're acting like you didn't say yes to be
100%.
on this show, Drew,
Yeah,
which is
really.
your own fault.
Which is your own fault.
Yes!
If you didn't want to be put through this shit, you shouldn't say yes to my propositions to be on my show.
Exactly.
Oh,
And with
no,
that
I'm
said,
fine. I'm fine with it.
solo camp.
I am also fine with it.
So as the group shows up and more cards are being played like crazy, looks like Serving Hands has entered the room. As the boat docks, there is a bunch of people unloading. They've been here for about half a day before the rest of the group because they're in a ferry getting pulled. They're moving a lot faster. As soon as you get rid of the dock, you can see Lord Baccarus tell him to kind of move around the side to park next to the ferry that is there. That ferry is the entrance into Calamon. This is about, I don't know, through the disheveled front of the city, like a shantytown area. It's up front of that. Now, with that said, I have a separate Calamon map for Tuesday's show because only one person here is from Calamon that I know of, which is Todd's character. And because Todd's character, Hagen, is from here, Todd, you get to start the show with making a history check for the party to see how much of this city you actually know about. With that said, Todd, what is your history check?
Hi. My history check is an 18.
It's pretty good. It's actually pretty solid. You do know that there are numerous places here that we can go. You know where the castle is. You know the overall layout of the city. You know some of the basics. I put the map on screen for where we are for everybody. The trade gate is the side that we're entering on. Oops, I didn't mean that. The trade gate is the side that we are
maps are
entering.
great.
The castle is in the middle. You can see it over top of the wall. And as you are arriving, you can see people already spreading out into the shanty town up front. And there are two large statues at the gate. So I have the Beetle and Grimm book here that I'm actually going to use. By the way, Drew, remember how we always bitched that why aren't adventures separated into individual books like we used to do in second edition?
Yeah, it's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
so
love
this is chapter 4 and 5 in one book, which is dope because I don't have to have the whole book out.
These maps are fantastic.
Yeah, these are great. I fucking love these maps. So, statues of Titanic soldiers line Calamon's mighty walls. These ancient stone statues stare into the distance, daring invaders to dash themselves against defenses that withstood the cataclysm. So this city has been around since the cataclysm. A disorganized neighborhood of tents and ramshackle structures line the road to the city's nearest gate, where soldiers in blue and yellow uniforms question all that enter. And sure enough, on the docks on the north part there are guards and soldiers showing up and questioning Remedor and Mayor Raven. And you hear Mayor Raven say, no. My name is just Raven. I don't have a city anymore. But I do ask that we speak to the governor. And this is as your ferry's pulling up, and Baccarus immediately gets off the off of your raft and climbing up, leaving you guys there.
I'll help Everin to her feet and help her to the ladder, and I will, as gingerly as possible, I guess fireman carry Darrett. And
when you look to Darrett, he stands up.
Darrett, are you all right?
I feel like I've been breathing smoke. And he kind of coughs, and a little wisp of ash comes out, but not smoke this time. And then the other one with Hagen lands next to yours. Backers is already climbing the 30-foot ladder up. And when Darrett stands up, you see the scout come over and say, whoa, you should not be standing, Darrett. And he goes, oh, Jev, you're okay? How's Becklin? How's Cudgel? He goes, different time, different place. Let's solve this before we answer questions. But here, I was told to give this to you from Becklin. And he grabs it and opens the bag, and inside is Becklin's helm for the Knights of Salamnia. Without skipping a beat, he takes it and puts it on.
I thought he was wearing it already.
On the other show, he was wearing it. He was wearing his own helmet during this show.
Oh, I thought he was wearing it at the reenactment battle.
That was just a random helm that he had. This is Becklin's helm.
Neat.
Do we need to go to Kalamon? Can I go help people first? Jeff's like, whatever you want to do, Darren, just take it easy, man. You were knocking on death's door. Backers is now at the top of the ladder and heading towards Kalamon. You can't see him. What does the group want to do? And I will say there's plenty of buildings with plenty of cracks, Everin.
As Darrett is like climbing the ladder and going away, what color do my eyes turn when I look at him?
Whatever helpful would be. Blue, I guess.
Okay.
Calm.
Yeah. Okay.
Blue. He wants to help. That's what he wants to do. It's what a Knight of Salamnia would do.
Real quick, Eric. Barrett giving him that helm.
Barrett didn't give it to him. Jevrin did. The scout gave it to him.
Yeah, no, but like it was her helm.
Uh-huh.
Or Bennett, I'm sorry.
Becklin. It was Becklin's helm.
Becklin. The knighting process has to happen.
Correct.
At like a council, right? Or can it be done on the...
No, a knight can just knight him if they feel he is worthy of being knighted. You would start as a Knight of the Sword. So on the other show... Sorry, Crown. No. We were...
Crown, Sword, Rose.
Hold on. We just went through this last night, actually.
I know.
Hold on. I looked them up. They changed it, Drew.
What?
Huh? It's true.
Are you
Knight
sure?
of, I'm positive. It's Sword Crown. I think it's Sword Crown Rose now. Because Crown says most knights begin their journey as squires. Oh no, you're right. Knight of the Crown. I'm a fucking clown. So Knight of the Crown.
Like clown.
My mind is blown
You're
right now.
You're right. Yeah, because I said you're right. It should be blown. So this is the Crown.
Read the whole thing, not just the parts you like.
I did this last night with the other people off stream. Okay, Sword is this
I know
one.
You were wrong.
And
Yeah.
then Rose is this one.
Yeah.
You're Sword, correct?
I'm Sword. Yeah.
So he would get knighted as a crown unless you deem them worthy of being a sword. You do not have to start here.
It's true. But
The full process is usually learning the whole 9 yards before you become a Knight of the Rose.
yeah. Cool. I'm going to need a little bit more information based on the information that Everin gave us. But his plan is to, at some point, like, he's going to have him kneel. And
Okay. Well, right now he is climbing up. He with renewed vigor. He seems healthier, and he is starting to help the mayor and Remedor do stuff. My question to the group: there's two. One, are you summoning Solera out of the demiplane using the crack in the wall?
I need to make a check before I do that.
Okay, what check would you like to? Let's start there before I ask the second question.
I want to make a check because I am of two minds about this, and I don't know which one's true. So I'm
Sure.
hoping that this will help.
Sure.
Either I attune Terran to the wall, and it means that if he is forced to go inside the room at any point by not me, but by somebody else, he can't be drained for what we know the room does. Or is it the other thing where the Pit Fiend currently occupies part of that room, so attuning Terran to it would be the bad decision?
I mean, the bad decision is putting anyone in the room with a fucking pit fiend. That's the bad decision.
I'm not trying to. I'm not going to invite him in, but I am trying to think protectively in the long run.
Protectively in the long run, again, I will state, there is a pit fiend in your house. No matter...
I know that.
If there's a pit fiend in your house, I don't care who you attune, there's still a pit fiend in your house.
Yes, but you and I know what can additionally happen
I know that.
in the house.
It will stop that stuff, yes.
Okay, that is what I'm trying to
attunement
figure
makes
out.
it safe.
Okay, well
But
then...
not from the pit fiend.
I can't do anything about him yet. Give me time.
You know, just as a friend, I would say move. Leave the house. Bury it in a hole, fill it in, buy a condo. Really is what I would do.
Out of there,
mean,
and then
it's
just
not a bad
sink it in the
decision.
ocean.
Yeah. Obviously, after getting your sister out of the condo or out of the house.
Meanwhile, you all see the camera head over and you see Celira just kind of like tracing her finger on the bricks, just like looking up at where the pit fiend disappeared and just being
it's the mirror. Remember, he brought the mirror
Yeah,
in.
he walks in the mirror.
Thank you, the mirror. Duh.
Are you sitting at the dais of the mirror?
Move in this economy.
I need arcane check from you. Because it's the first time you've looked in a mirror since you transformed.
Sure. Okay.
On camera.
That is going to be that's a 19.
When you're looking in the mirror and you're moving and doing stuff, anytime it's your peripheral, the mirror image of you does not move with you.
Yeah, Celira is going to turn and look directly at the mirror.
It mimes you perfectly, like a mirror would.
Okay.
Yep, whole 9 yards. Everything. And then as soon as you turn away, its scowl comes back as it's staring at you.
Nightmares. Celira looks back and just kind of
And it immediately smiles and does everything you're doing. There's not even like a second, like a millisecond even, just peripheral. Something's off.
Celira just sighs and goes, I have to get out of here. I'm losing my damn mind.
And with that said, I go back to Everett. Everett, do you put a crack in the wall and summon her?
Yeah, once I figured that bit out of because I obviously know Celira and I are on two very different pages about this at the moment.
So I will explain this little set piece you're in. It's basically like you pull up, there's a dock, the dock goes along, there's a ladder and a small lift for them to bring stuff up in the northwest part of the city. Because obviously if you are one of the boats coming in, you would come in through the docks. They did not want to do that and get in trouble. So they have parked all the way down, out like almost 2 miles out, and then the major boats came and they're coming up this man-made dock area and towing things in. With that said, there are cracks in this mortared wall that you could go boop, the door appears, the portal emerges, and Celira, sure enough, there's a portal that appears in the room.
Finally, okay.
And you see that thing just watch you out of your peripheral as you're walking out. And then as you start to walk out, it, if this is the mirror frame, if I'm the mirror frame, it turns and follows out of the mirror frame.
So Celira was just going to turn and wave at it.
It waves back.
Wave goodbye.
You see the hand on screen. It's like this. You see just the...
Yeah.
And you can walk out if you'd like to leave your lovely home.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Do you close the portal and pull the thing out, making it null and void for the rest of the day? Because you can only work once a day.
Actually, I looked at the thing because of the type of room we have, because of its rarity level. We can do it every long rest. It's not necessarily per day, so I don't have to wait until dawn. I have to wait 4 hours.
No, not your long rest. It's a long rest is 8 hours.
Okay, then I have to wait
Nice
the
try.
8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours.
It's attuned to me.
No, that's
How am
not
I
how that
supposed to know
fucking
that
works.
it's not?
8 hours is a long rest.
Okay, fine. Then I have to wait 8
Keep
hours.
arguing.
But
A long
I
rest
can...
is going to be a week. So she would appear out. My question:
Turn this campaign around.
how many people see? Can I get percentiles from the audience a 1d100, please.
I mean, I would have been smart enough to at least put it in a maybe not a
It doesn't
completely
matter.
shielded
It's
area, but
facing
not
the
a not
water.
busy
You would
area.
have to wait till you get near the city to do it. Like, you are on a dock with a brick wall. It's the closest spot to do it. I just want to know how many people notice magic. That's all I care about. It's not the end of the world. You're a little paranoid.
Again, magic doesn't mean
it's not
I'm
like
cleric.
it's-
Magic
it's not
could
like
be
it's
anything.
clergy, yeah. So 1d100 from there. I'll make a note on here once we get it from the audience.
Kelly said she's not doing it.
With that said,
Because you rolled 100, Kelly. Roll low.
with that said, thank you, buddy.
29. There we go.
29. I'll take 29.
Okay. So people on the boats and stuff notice. They take heed. Just that they know there's spellcasters here, which is what matters. And that's powerful magic, technically. Yeah. Do you all follow the Lord Baccarus up the ladder? Because he's already fucking making towards the city. And he said, and I quote, I'll get you in. But he's already leaving.
Yeah, then I feel like we should follow.
So
him.
as a group,
Yeah.
you climb up.
Probably what makes sense.
He is sprinting towards one of the knights in the blue and yellow armor. Ahead of anybody else. No one else is talking to the knights right now. There's only like maybe 4 or 5 knights out here right now. What do you guys want to do?
I'll follow. I'm not going to sprint, but like,
Okay.
I'll follow.
So you make up to him. When he sees you out of the corner of his eyes, he waves and motions for you all to join him.
Okay.
After I got off the boat, I would have dismissed my coat just so it's not obviously
Perfect. Yeah,
just
totally fine.
obvious
Before you climb the
magical item.
ladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Totally fine.
I will make sure I just keep up, but not running. Don't draw attention.
So I'm going to show this to the audience and to the players so you know what this guy looks like. This is him. He motions for you to come over. One of the knights walks away, one of the soldiers from Capwn. He says, listen, the knights are willing to bring us all in. We're going to go through one of the side doors here so we are not noticed coming in. It would be very odd if all of us make it into the city while these other people leave. I have a feeling they're going to send out soldiers and part of the army to help water and feed them for the first couple of days until they know what's going on. Capwn always welcomes with open arms, but, you know, at a distance. We are going to be allowed in. I'm glad you made it up here in time. I would have had to leave without you. And who is she? And points to Salira.
My apologies. This is my sister. She is also a friend of Ispin's. She had to take a small break.
Was she on one of the other rafts?
I mean,
For all,
in a
for
sort
all
of-
intents and purposes, yes.
Yes.
And with this questioning, Salira is going to place a hand on her sister's shoulder. And what nobody else would see is that her palm kind of like opens up a little bit, but scabs over almost immediately as she casts the cantrip Allure to give her sister a boost on charisma checks.
That's good, because I need
And
you to
she's
roll,
gonna go-
because you're lying.
That's fine. And what's
good
my
call,
boost to my
Alex.
charisma checks?
I believe it's going to be an additional D6. Let me
That's the
confirm.
most beautiful thing I have ever heard.
Would you like a
because
plus 2 to
my
your skill roll too?
deception is a 1.
Would you like to use one of Serving Hands cards to give you a +2 to charisma skill checks?
Yeah, let's do that too.
All right, done. And would you like to? Is there any? If we need to, there is a social reroll available as well.
Okay, cool.
Here you go.
Yeah, let me take that.
Social reroll as well.
Yeah. Did you roll my d6 or was I rolling my d6?
Oh, you can roll it.
Okay,
You would
because
roll
I
it,
did
yeah.
roll it and it was a 1. So it's not super helpful. Oh, that's so much better. That's so much better. Okay, and I get a plus something. You said a plus something from a card. 2? That's a
Perceptual.
19. Yeah.
He goes. He looks at you and he goes, "Uh-huh. Smells of magic, but I honestly do not care.
Oh, it was. It was. But she was with us.
Just keep any casting to a minimum here, please. There is, unless you are, of course, trained or apprentices to the sorceries of high magic and mages of high magic, there is a rumor that some people have been getting taken here. So be careful with your magic. Someone might ask to see your license or official robes.
Noted. Salira, you have everything you need, yes?
I believe so, yes.
Excellent, excellent. Well then, follow me and soldier, we're ready. And as you all start heading around the side of the area, Easttide gets you taken in through a small door under one of the statues. When you walk up to it, the knight knocks. There are 2 hands that come out of the stone that are made of stone and slide the door open and then come back into place. As you can see on the inside of the door, there is a statue that comes back and sits on a pedestal and waits as you make your way underneath the statue into Kalamon. When you are in private area inside the wall, making your way through to get out, Baccarus says, I'm going to go to the governor. I'm going to get a council meeting set up today. Today we will have one. Please get yourselves ready. I will say no more than 2 hours. Meet me at the castle. Don't dick around in the city. Meet me at the castle in 2 hours. Understood?
Understood.
Do you
Understood.
need money for anything? To not look homeless.
I look at my full plate armor. I'm like, I'm hardly homeless.
Do you need a bathhouse to shower, to clean? I don't. I apologize for my horrible bureaucratic speaking. I'm disheveled, burned, wounded, bleeding, and my house has been knocked to the ground, and I have not seen my kid. So, please, pardon.
Fair
my
enough. It's been a long day for everyone.
long couple of days. Yes.
Yes, proverbial. 2 hours. I suppose we could get.
Capital's about a 30-minute
someplace and
walk.
Clean up.
Rough.
I wouldn't be opposed, Everin, if maybe we could get some new clothes. And she will kind of like take her black cloak and kind of like put it to the side underneath, and you'll see where it has just been slashed, her dress underneath. And where she tried to maybe repair it very, very poorly.
Like you've been hit by an axe. That's horrible. Hold on. And he pulls out a pouch.
She was.
And he just side eyes you and hands you money. Says, "Now this is 50 gold. Get yourself a good dress. Please don't look
thank you.
like that when you show up. We need this council meeting to be in our favor. We do want to take back
of course.
Vogler after all, correct?
I mean,
Yes, we do.
do not take this the wrong way, but there is probably not much of that town left.
We have quite
It
the
was.
standing army here.
No, I'm not talking about. I meant actual structures of the
yes.
town. There's probably a
Land.
wall.
Land is land, good sir. Knight of Solamnia or not, land is land. They could burn every building to the ground. That place should be rebuilt.
I agree.
It's not
I'm just-
theirs, therefore they shall be removed.
It is
Of
not
course,
theirs.
of course. I'm just saying tactically right now, it is a plot.
Well, my
Granted,
goal,
The
Is
army
to-
is holding it right now.
my
which is
goal is to convince
good.
Kalamon that if we don't stop them there, and that fishing village, they will end up at the gates of the capital. And we cannot have that.
Line must be drawn here, no further.
No, you are correct. I suppose. Yeah. Where is a place next to the castle with good rooms that can?
1 minute. And he walks over to like a random person on the street and says, "Excuse me, if I give you money, actually, if I give them money to give you, will you take them to the bathhouse? And clothes too? Is that what else we need?"
Yes.
Yes. We only have 2 hours, like you said. So
Excellent. Bathhouse and clothes. And not where you shop. Actual clothes. Understood? And the guy's like, "Yeah, man, sure, I can take them wherever the fuck you want." And then he looks at him and realizes who it is. Like, "Oh, Lord Baccarus, I apologize. I can take them wherever you would like." He said, "Good." And he grabs a small bag, hands it to whoever in the group grabs it first. Because once it's in your hand, it's not his problem.
if there's
need a little
hesitation,
bit-
I'll reach out and take
Okay.
it.
Excellent. It does not sound like money. It sounds like glass.
Glass. Fair enough.
2 hours.
Right.
All right.
Well, good sir, lead on, please.
Now, I will let you shop and do whatever you want, but there is something before we cut to our 2 hours I do need from the group.
Scott's got it.
Hagen, you know. What did you get? A 20, you said, right? For the city? For your history check? Was it 20?
19.
18.
18? So you can
Something
pick
like that.
4 locations on the map that you know well enough to where, like, you know who owns it, who runs it, that kind of stuff. I don't care what they are, but just mark that you know 4, so that when we go to places, you can do that and just know somebody, or you can just pick them now. Your choice.
No, I think I'll have it ready for next time, though, if that's all right.
Okay. When Bacchus leaves, the man turns to you and goes, next to Hammerstrike Forges, there's a shop that sells clothing, and across the street, there's a small rooftop bathhouse if you would like to wash.
That sounds wonderful. Sorry, is he pointing to that right now?
Yeah, it's like you guys are here in this alley. Here.
Uh-huh.
And it's this building here.
Oh, okay. He says, wonderful. Thank you for your time.
No, I'll just walk you there. I was told to take you. I don't want this guy mad. He's a pain in the ass.
He kind of smirks like, fair enough.
But he does hold sway on the city, so he's a good contact. So he would take you to Hammerstrike Forges. I'm going to put this on the screen. This is something that comes with the Beetle and Grimm stuff. This is not in the normal book. These guys have so many handouts, it makes my brain hurt. And this is one of the handouts they just made for Hammerstrike Forges. It's literally a fucking menu.
Oh my god. It's like the Hero Quest.
Obsessed. Obsessed.
It looks so good.
And they gave me the PDF so I could showcase it here, but there's a full printed copy. And they give you the backing paper for a lot of the handouts to print on at home to hand out your own handouts. Like,
dope.
just blank sheets. Yeah, dude, it's dope. So, when he takes you to Hammerstrike Forges, there's all the clothes and all that stuff, but you did get paid not only from the funeral, you also got paid from him with some money. If you open it up, there is 100 gold worth of gems in there.
In the bag?
In that little bag.
Did he give us?
Yep. So
Okay.
anything on this list is buyable if you'd like some backup weapons. Clothing, you can buy any of the clothing that is like low to nice graded clothing as well. And then you did get paid, like I said, from the funeral as well. So you do have money from that. Taryn, you're carrying Ispen's green shield. You obviously have the dragon scale map as well. Made of metal, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that we can discuss later. You don't have enough time in the 2 hours to dive into those. But is there anything I can answer all of you as you're like showering, getting cleaned up at the rooftop? It's a rooftop bathhouse with like huge stones and heated pools. And there are trees on the top of it with like soldier statues with their backs to you to like show privacy. But between them is all the privacy fences. There's stuff that you can buy here at Hammerstrike Forges. They also make custom items as well. Is there anything that you guys need in this 2-hour window that we can do quickly before we head to the council chambers?
Yeah, let's redistribute this rich fucker's wealth.
Yep. I have a quick question. I meant to ask you this before show and totally forgot.
Totally fine.
Within my specific stash from Ispen,
Uh-huh.
would it be fair of me to say that there would either be like the amount of gold it would take for me to buy a diamond or two or actual diamonds in there?
Are you all going to open your chest and see how much money you have, since we have not discussed this?
I feel like she would think that she needs to at this point, but like she would go somewhere like private to do that.
Well, you guys have, like, the bathhouse. There's a bunch of baths on it. You all have your own.
Yeah.
You're carrying these backpacks and gear with
Okay,
you. And you
then
all
yeah.
have chests with you that was left behind from Ispen. So you're all carrying this gear, because I highly doubt you left that shit at the boats.
No.
No.
So you're, like, you're lugging luggage through a fucking city right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna open mine when I get to my, like, private area, so that way
well,
no
the
one can
bathhouse, when
see
you go to change, like, it's an open area, but there's like little stalls with curtains you can draw shut. Everyone who opens it, everybody has 500 gold worth of assortment of gems, gold, whatever you need out of there. So if you want those to be some diamonds, you could. On top of that, at the bottom of each one of them, when you take everything out, The chest itself is a private inscription from Ispin to each of you. At any point in time during your show, that inscription can be used to win a social argument with someone who speaks poorly about Ispin. As a sign of like, here's what he left behind. They're all like stories that he has inscribed and painted a picture in the bottom of the box of a tale that was the favorite of the both of you during your time of knowing each other. So write that down, and it may not sound important, but it's about to be.
Oh, it is.
With that, there is also a magical item in the box for each person. We only have 2 hours. If you want to waste an hour trying to identify that, that means one of two things doesn't happen. You either don't get new clothes, or you don't shower. Or you can wait until after the show to look at them.
I can
tell you what they
Salira
are.
would definitely wait.
But I won't tell you what they do.
I'll wait.
What's in my chest? He's
sheath.
not going to identify it. A sheath? Like a scabbard?
Mm-hmm.
For sword, dagger?
It would fit a short sword, actually. But it's...
A short sword.
But it is, well, it's this big.
So a dagger sheath.
Do you pull it out?
I mean, he'll pull it out and look at it. Like,
It's
I'll have to
fits
get a dagger.
a bastard sword when you pull it out of the box.
Oh.
It's like this big.
So not.
When you go to put it back
A
in the
dagger.
box, it's small again. Yep. You heard that correct.
I put
That's pretty
something
cool.
long in the box.
It reduces to the size of the box.
Giggity.
Dope. Okay.
How big of an object do you use for that?
Just my longsword.
It fits in the box.
Okay. Pull it back out. Like, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Try putting the longsword in the sheath.
If you put the longsword in the sheath, it fits perfectly.
So the sheath shrinks down to the size of.
And it is a green sheath with the Knight of the Rose emblem ingrained in the leather.
Fuck. Okay. That's all the time I'll take on that right now. I'm not
Perfect.
going to put it on, but I'll put it back in the box.
Okay.
I'm also going to. You said it's a bathhouse. I'm going to see if I can grab 2 attendants. Not like bath attendants, but like people that could wash clothes while we're there or something like that.
Yeah, there's people. They'll wash stuff for you in that time frame. It's part of the, I'll say for the service, you can pay like, to get the bathhouse and everyone to be washed, clothes clean, and all that stuff, it's 5 gold. It's full bath, full aromatherapy, whole 9 yards.
I mean, we only
1
have 2
hour,
hours,
though.
so
1 hour. So 5 gold, and they'll wash your clothes. You can even come pick them up after you go buy, clothes to wear for the evening. Or they say you can pick them up tomorrow if you'd like. It doesn't matter.
I hand them my gambeson.
Okay.
I'm like, could you please wash this? I'm sorry for its condition. It's quite gross.
Do you need it repaired, sir?
I have an hour. If you can do it in that time, sure. But I would much rather just like the blood washed out of it.
Well,
I mean, I can repair it.
Well, we do have some Ironfeld lineage cards if you would like to just spend one and repair it. We have tons of them.
I could take some time out of my bath to repair it as well. I'm uncannily quick in repairing.
Well, yeah, I would say you
mean-
got to shop and do everything else. Literally, the card is an action and it's fixed.
Yeah, I'll spend a card because he doesn't know him well enough to ask him to do that for him.
Okay, so we'll use one of the cards. We'll use, I don't know, Kyler's. Yeah, sure. Look,
And
Silver
he'll-
Hands just played
he'll-
one 22 minutes ago. We'll use that one.
Perfect. And I will. I'll spend the rest of the time that I have making myself as comely as possible and ready for the meeting that they're putting together. Wash up, groom, all that shit, and put all my stuff back on and look presentable as a knight of the sword.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I gotta check something. With that said, 2 hours pass. Off screen, if you want to buy extra things, you could have used that. I will say we will have some downtime after this episode. So you guys are going to have a chunk of time.
Okay.
2 hours pass. There's a quick montage of getting cleaned up, changed. You can be wearing whatever you want, whatever color, however you want it to look within that 2 hour time frame because you got money. For the full thing of buying like high-end clothes and the bathhouse, it costs 40 gold for all of it. I'm talking high-end, high society gold. If you don't want to wear that and you just buy like regular clothes to look what you feel is normal, you will have a disadvantage versus any highfalutin nobles. So I'm going to ask everyone, do you all spend the money or do some people not?
Yeah. Spend it.
Spend it?
Spend it, spend it, spend it.
Spend it?
It's a rich guy's money. Spend it.
Taryn, do you spend it?
Yeah,
I think
me
Taryn's the only
too.
person here who might not do it. That's why I'm asking.
You can donate the clothes later if you have to. Just spend this guy.
Yeah, no, he's going to be wearing his armor, so it's not really going to be worth
What's
it.
Calamon's version of Goodwill?
Not
Gutter,
even them.
it's called gutter snipe. Good snipe.
Yeah.
All
right.
He'll yeah, no, all of his stuff is like regalia. It's
So do you buy nice clothes to wear under it?
you know what? If there is, instead of spending that card, if there is money to buy a fresh Gambison that
No.
is like,
Not in time. Because it would have to be from Solamnia. You have a Knight of Solamnia Gambison.
oh, okay, then
That wouldn't make any
yeah,
sense.
no,
So yes or no?
probably not.
You don't? Do you keep the extra money or do you buy it?
How much would a nice Gambison cost?
It's not that. He would need the Solamnia one.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're asking.
Yeah, that's what he's asking too.
Oh, probably
Hang on, where's
50
that-
gold for a
where's that
good
price
Knight
list?
of Solamnia Gambison.
For how much?
For a knight,
How much
like
was
the,
50 gold?
his Knight of Solamnia specific, 50 gold. Because
Get
they
back
are
to me
given
at
to
level
you when
we
you
get
are
a level.
knighted.
Get back to me when we gain a level.
Fair enough.
So close.
I'm trying to think what I could.
Not in this wish economy.
Dude, this is a simple question.
In
Are
this
you
wish
wearing
economy.
nice clothes or not?
Like, yeah, but over the, you know what? I will spend that money to have my armor polished so that it.
It's polished, and then like, but you do wear other things. So you have the Gambison. You still have like the leather you wear underneath. You might be wearing like a cuff, better gloves. I can't remember what they're called,
Sure.
but they're the cloth pleats that cover your boots to make them look nicer. Like, there's tons of shit you can wear over top of armor.
Sure, if that's readily available, since that place is right
Yeah,
across the
yeah,
street,
yeah,
then yeah,
yeah,
I'll
100%.
spend the money.
Okay, all money spent, no disadvantage versus highfalutin nobles. I'm gonna cut us to entering the castle, being welcomed in, but I'm gonna cut us specifically to the chamber room and the doors for the council. Outside, there are a bunch of knights there. There's a bunch of people dressed very nicely. You do see the kid. You see the younger there. You do not see the elder. You don't not see the Lord Baracus there. You just see the younger there. He's in pretty good shape. He's clean. He has nice clothes on, all that kind of stuff. But there's a bunch of other people out there, and you're getting the impression these people all represent like districts or union. Todd, if you would like to spend one of your 4 knowledges for the city, you're welcome to know who they are.
Yes, this sounds like a perfect use.
These
of
are
that.
the head of every union member in the city. They represent the city council that talk with the governor.
Are they unions or guilds?
Unions.
Interesting. Okay.
They are unions. So they have big sway on the city. Okay? With that said, I'm going to take us to... Where's my council room? Here's the council room. Boop. And let me drag you all there. So this is the council room. You all are outside of the circular room with the table here. You are waiting out in the chamber just north of it here. You guys
With
see
all
that?
the chairs or in the hallway?
I'm on the wrong
runner?
layer. Here. You guys are waiting outside this door.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, yes, the back room. You were waiting in the back room with the nobles. Outside of it, though. Outside of it. Is they're waiting to let you guys in. Baccarus comes out, Lord Baccarus comes out and says, they're going to be bringing you all in. I'm going to have you sit with me. I have spaces. You have seats at the table. The union members have seats as well. Extra chairs have been brought in. I will warn you, they have brought someone to speak as a advisor on behalf of the government. The governor is here as well. The marshal is here as well. But I warn you, this person they brought, you need to be very careful with the words you use around them. They spin words like no one else I've seen. He turns around
luckily,
and makes his way in. A few moments later, one of the soldiers comes out and says, if the heroes and friends of Ispin are ready to join us along, obviously, with our union members for the city, please make your way into the room and we will begin the conversation on behalf of Kalaman and the refugees from, I believe, Vogler is the words that I have been told. If you would all make your way in, food and drinks are provided for you inside. Behave yourselves, union members. None of the ruckus as last time. Thank you. And the man walks in, leaves the doors open for you, and he announces each one of your names when you come in. Standing at the back of the room is the governor, the marshal, and then someone else standing next to them. Everyone gets their seats, gets situated, and is ready to go.
Are there assigned places for us to sit?
Just next to Baccarus. Baccarus is sitting here at the corner of the table.
oh god, shit.
Baccarus is sitting at the corner of the table. So all of you should be around that side. Any of the seats to the left or right of him is totally acceptable because there's extra seats in between. With that said, the governor comes over and sits down at the table. I shouldn't say stands, and goes through all the union members and the marshal and gives names. So if you all are taking notes, I will give you the names of all of the council members. Because this is pretty important. Todd, again, you know any DC 12 or less on them. So not secrets, but you know information about them, okay?
Okay.
So I need to get to Kalaman. Let me get all of our names here. I stopped the music too, so it's not too loud during this. They say Lord Baccarus of Easttide, along with the companions and friends of Ispin Greenshield, will be joining us today, as people, my understand, helped Vogler leave the estate and to make, or the state that it is in. On top of that, we have each of the union members here representing the different parts of our city and how we operate. I welcome you, any food or drinks that you need. The Marshal Vendiri, she will be here for any political or military matters that she may need to answer on behalf of the Kalaman military, because I am sure the conversation is going to steer us down that direction of do we go and save Vogler or not. I will need her input on this. We have also sent out our military to feed and assist with the refugees. While we're not letting them into the wall, that conversation will happen today. Governor Miriat says the citizens are prepared to offer people shelter and help outside of the neighborhoods, but not here. And our unions are here to see what they can do to maybe assist as well if this conversation goes as planned. So the different people who are here, let me get all of the fucking union members, because there is a lot of them. Let me see. Unions. Union. Where are you at? The guild and union leaders are as followed. There's 5 prominent ones that are here. The Cartographers Guild is represented here today. On top of that, the Fishers Guild, the Masons Guild, the Shipwrights Guild, as well as the Dockhands, are all here to listen, but not to speak during the meeting. You have been silenced from the last one. You're here to listen, and that is it. If I call upon you, you may speak. We are not going through this again. And they all nod. The dwarf goes to raise his hand. He goes, and especially you, no. Be quiet.
Sorry, Eric, you said cartographer, mason, shipwrights, and who else?
Cartographer,
Fishers and dockhands.
Fishers Guild, Dockhands Guild, Masoners, and Shipwrights.
Fishers, dockhands.
All of them are human except for one dwarf. And they were bickering until the mayor told them basically to shut up. Or the governor, I should say, told them to shut up. With that said, I have asked for an esteemed advisor to join us today. She has been working with us for quite some time. And it is very... I guess it's important to know that she is a apprentice of the high sorcery. She is here as an advisor to us and on behalf of our capital. Adriel Namajor has been speaking for us for quite some time. Thank you for joining us, and I will bring Kelly on screen for us. Kelly, I think you're position 4.
Yes.
Right? No, that's the wrong one. You're 2. 2? Are you 1? You're 1! You're number 1. How the fuck did I not know Kelly was number 1?
Number 1.
I should have known that.
We all did.
I should have known that. With that said, Kelly is the advisor representing representing the council along with the mayor today. Kelly, I would like to tell you have 25 doom points to spend.
Thank you.
During that
Biggest crock
time
of
frame,
bullshit I've ever witnessed.
during that time frame, here are the things you can do with the 25 doom points currently in play. For 10 points, you can add advantage to any non-combat roll.
Okay.
Okay, and that is through other people here representing that you can call on behalf of the government. For 20 points, you can call for recess and talk to everyone privately, and everyone here has to take their headphones off besides you. Or someone that you also leave in the room. That is at 20 points.
All right.
For 25 points, you can have someone arrested and put in jail. Anyone,
Fantastic.
NPC or PC. Just as a heads up, this isn't directly aimed. These are just powers that you have on behalf of the government.
Correct.
Who's ready?
How many points does she have right now?
25.
Great, so cool. That's all I needed to know.
So if you guys need to spend any cards during this conversation,
That's exactly why I needed to know.
I am tracking them.
Exactly
Kelly, Adriel can ask for a count for points at any time. There is a stenographer in the room that is taking notes. And we'll just say that is the person who tells you the count in the room.
Excellent. Thank you.
I see the alley just bounce. She's like, fuck this, I'm out.
Like, I'm out.
Fuck
I
this
am
shit, I'm out.
not dealing with this. This is
Oh, dear.
nonsense.
Kelly, what was your title?
Advisor.
Advisor.
Got it.
Of high sorcery?
Apprentice, mage of high sorcery, advisor
Yes.
to Kalamon. Advisor to Kalamon. I will say, who is sitting on the, like, if you drag your characters on screen, put yourselves in this room over here. The governor is here, and then Kelly, your character would be here, just for rough placements. I need to know who is sitting on this corner.
Hold on. I'm going to zoom out.
As soon as I can get
Here,
back
like
into roll
direct-
20, I'll let you know.
Like directly across from her or on the south side of the table?
Right there.
So am I right here?
No, you're on the far east side, the two head. You're at the head of the table on the east. You're over here
okay.
with the governor. And there's just no token for the governor in the
That's
backpack.
fine.
So you guys are over there.
Just take up both.
No, that's
squares.
fine. Yeah, just place it kind of on there. If you hold,
all right.
I think it's Shift or Alt when you move your character. You don't have to lock to grid either. Everyone else, I just need to know who is sitting on this corner. Out of all of you, who is sitting there?
Where is, let's see, how many, there's
Baccarus
2
is
doors
here.
into the room? 3 doors into the room.
Correct. They're all
And where's
locked. There are
Baccarus?
guards on the outside. He is at the other head seat here. His son is sitting in a chair next to the door.
With his permission, with Baccarus's permission, I'll sit next to him.
He doesn't give a shit where anyone sits. He's like, sit where you
Okay.
want. Sit where
He'll
you
sit here so he can have eyes on all the doors.
Okay. So you're there. Next to you is the dwarf. The dwarf leans over to you and goes, of course, they bring someone from high sorcery. The shackler has been in town. It's been fucking horrible lately. And the mayor goes, one more and you're out. Told you not to speak.
I say to him in Dwarven, like, peace, friend. I'm new here. I don't know any of your customs or what's happening, but
He starts
There-
pulling
there
out
are
a piece of
bigger-
paper and starts
there are
writing
bigger
notes
fish
down
to fry.
and slides you a note. It says the mayor is angry at us. We caused quite the fight. This is a new table.
He'll just kind of nod and be like, enough said.
So with this said, the mayor says, I would like to open the table to Baccarus and to the friends of Ispin. I do have your names. I apologize if it takes me some time to get them all down. This was obviously a very rushed occasion. We didn't even know about Vogler until obviously my advisors showed up here as swiftly as possible. They were on the ferry that made it across. They were helping with the evacuation as well. I do have to ask the group here before we start. Did Becklin or Cudgel make it? And with that said, audience, after the show, I am going to put a vote down below in the description of all of our videos that let you vote if Becklin and Cudgel are still alive. It'll be in the description of all of our YouTube videos, every fucking one that I have. So with that said, he asked the question.
Tyrion would answer, "Is like, we do not yet have word from them. I know that Darrett, the knight's squire, is alive.
See,
And after fighting to get us out and himself out, he is still standing, which is worth noting.
well then that boy should be.
I intend to.
I was going to say at least spoken to by the Slamnik Knights here. He waves to the marshal and she makes note, and the stenographer makes note. Lord Baccarus, you have said when you showed up that the city is ablaze, but your number one concern is if the dragon army gets to station there, we may be next on the list across the river and being just a few short days away. While I do fear that as well, I don't think mobilizing an army with this many refugees out front that need to be taken care of is the right decision. And if there's as many as my advisor has said, you said somewhere over 1,000 to 2,000, correct, Adriel?
Yes, with the information we received from Becklin and Cudgel's scout, Javik, I believe his name is.
Javen. It's Jeyev. Jeven? Jiven? I don't know how you
We'll
pronounce
just
it.
say we'll just say Javen. For right
Javen
now.
it is. Jeven?
The information
I think it's GM, actually.
we received from Javen, there was a good 2,000 troops. Becklin and Cudgel took their remaining mercenaries who hadn't flipped and used that group to pull like 500 to 700 people away to help buy us time to load up the ferries. So with that math, we're thinking minimum 1,300 troops are still stationed at Vogler.
That's a lot of bodies for us to go to war against. While we do have a military that could stand that, I think we're more defendable in Kalamon than going to take back a fishing village. No offense to any of you that were born there, or live there, or reside there. Baccarus is like, no, that is not the concern. The concern is if that is a staging point, more people will show up. There has been rumors of fires and mayhem in many cities throughout our country. If we let them stay there, it is a centralized point. That is the concern.
My concern is that they're doing a pincher attack, sir. We've heard.
He like gives you the look of like, do I
Information.
look like a military person? Like he gives you that look.
I had to have someone explain it to me as well. I'm not necessarily tactically minded, but there are rumors of people coming in from the east. But with the arrival of the army as quick as it was, Becklin and Cudgel both think that the army is also approaching from the west.
Well, then should we not be sending army members out? he looks to the group and like to the union members who are all like making notes and like not allowed to talk yet. And he looks to all of you and says, you were there when this attack happened. If we would have had more men, we could have stood against them.
We would have needed many more.
This army here is over 5,000 people. With Knights of Solamnia, you should understand. One Knight of Solamnia is worth 10 men.
It depends on if that person is... There are factors. One man defending his home is as great as any knight.
Darren Highwater pulled me out of a burning building and survived a dragon attack. And he looks at the mayor, or not the mayor, but the governor, when he says dragon. He leaves out that it was mechanical or any of that bullshit or animated. He just says dragon.
I will whisper over to the governor.
You saw a thing flying above. You did not have firsthand contact with that.
No, but I will say he speaks accurately as far as we know. Something did fly over. I'm not quite sure it was a dragon. We heard screeching. A lot of fire and flames. But if they have a dragon, I'm not sure we necessarily have the might to face off against one.
Well, they killed that dragon, is what Baccarus says. And he points to Taryn, Hagen, and Everin. And, of course, the knight you spoke about, the squire, Darren Highwater, that Cudgel's kid, he also stood against it. And we won. And that is simply 5 people. He only said 4. He's including himself. Am I wrong? And he looks to all of you. Am I wrong? Did we not slay it?
Did you win? How many people were lost?
Way less than if it was allowed to run free. We never would have made it out of the docks.
That was the tactical reason that we stood and fought it. If it had gotten out over the boats, it would have decimated the entire riverside.
And the woman here, Salira, if I remember correctly, almost died to an axe saving that village.
It was quite painful.
See?
I will say, so that we have all the accurate information, the dragon, it acted like a dragon.
Yes.
It was mechanical in nature.
A mechanical, I think it was armored, Mr. Greystone.
No, it was not. It was not armored. It started out, and the reason I'm saying this is because there is technology at work here that we do not fully fathom. And he looks to the union members as well. He's like, and ooh. I don't know if any of you have ever seen anything like this, but it started out as basically a battering ram on wheels breathing fire. And then it started chanting to the goddess Tchesis. And then it transformed and crossed its makeup into a mechanical beast that was sentient and breathed fire. And it was tactical, it was efficient. It was bloodthirsty, yes. And he looks over to Hagen's like, yes, that is the word. It was bloodthirsty.
It was animated with fell magics. Rituals that I've never seen or heard.
Baccarus would look to the mayor and to the advisor, and then would look to the heroes or the companions of Ispin, and he smiles, and he goes, which means that this is worse than we thought. And with that dragon gone, we have a chance to take Vagra back.
That also means that there are things we know, things we don't know, and things we don't know we don't know.
He goes like this and points. He's like, no. He points to Salira, Hagen, and Everin. All 3 of you understand magic. It's some form or level. And she is obviously an apprentice of high sorcery. She wears the robes. And some other people here have magics as well. Either knowledge of it or casting. I think between the 3 are here. And don't get me wrong, the the mage of high sorcery that we have in Kalaman is great, but she doesn't leave her shop. They have a chance at least figuring out what's going on. If we had the men to go back, soldiers, maybe the Red Dragon Army isn't even there anymore, and we can take it back for ourselves. There are things there left behind that could give us the knowledge to protect the capital.
I can offer, right as everything was starting to happen, my dear sister ran for the wharfs to help load the boat. But before she ran off, she was able to draw out a rune for me. I have quite a bit of knowledge in arcane arts, and it turned out to be a rune of barring. It seemed that they wanted to trap everyone in their homes. I went and destroyed as many as I could, but I do know the location of the rest. It was just that we were being overtaken. So if it is a fact of wanting to go back and try to fix a lot of things, I can go and destroy the rest.
I'm not sure that there's any structure still standing, Everin.
But there were on a lot of the exits. Not, I just took care of the one that was at the wharf so people could get away.
This was a precise tactical strike. They went in early to try and lock people in their homes with no hope of escape for them to burn alive.
It's true.
Now,
my door was
that
locked
type
as
of-
well. I tried to leave.
That type of tactical planning, is there anything about that town that is not common knowledge that would make it a tactical point for an attack here? Aside from it being next to the river, that they could sail boats down and literally pull up in front of the castle to surround it.
Would say the only people who can make a check on that without being in a library are people who have were not on site. So the mayor can make that roll, the marshal can make that roll, and the union members can make that roll. Audience, can I get a bunch of d20s from you? At least 5 for the union members. I'll roll for the mayor, and I'll roll for the marshal. The marshal leans in and stands between Adriel and the mayor and says, look, that city is a point, as you're saying, of contention. They could sail down the river and attack us, which means it is dangerous. I believe we should close off waters heading west and have a checkpoint there until we decide what we're doing, Governor, and quicker doing it now than later, if you would like. I will send one of my soldiers to get people together. We'll set a boat down the river as a checkpoint to make sure we are not attacked. Would you like me to do that? And she looks to the advisor as well. Adriel, would you also think that this is a good idea?
I think that might be best. The river would also give a quicker escape route to retreat and fall back in case the scouting party needs to report on anything. If they go and they see that the Red Army isn't there, we could possibly send out smaller parties to investigate and just ensure that they've actually left. The problem, I think, is that even if they look like they've left, there's a good chance they haven't. Before everything happened, as the mayor was attempting to parley with the leader of the Red Dragon Army, there was a hill giant, I believe, trying to sneak into the keep with the aid of magics.
Baccarus did not know about this. He tries to hide the look of shock on his face and fails miserably. Because I rolled a 2.
So, while there's definitely making the case for potentially
What happened to that hill
more than
giant,
melee,
Miss Namajor?
we killed it.
So there's not a giant anymore.
That we know of.
We do have options, the marshal says, but I at least think we should have something a couple miles out to give us warning back, far enough that we can see a flare or an arrow, so we know, or one of our wizards can alert us. I think, sir, we should send at least a boat out to make sure, and they were not followed. Mayor's like, send somebody. And the marshal walks out of the room. When the marshal walks out of the room, the door opens, and I did look up his name. You see Giev standing out there, the scout, and the door shuts.
Okay.
Advisor Namajor, is it? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes.
Have you had conversation? Have you had any correspondence with Becklin or Cudgel at all? You said that you received word from them. Do you have any knowledge of?
I don't know. To be fair, Becklin and I didn't have the best first meeting, although she's quite attractive when she's angry. This is 100% Namajor.
I know.
Don't even look at me like that, Eric.
I know it is. I was here for the first time.
Right. But after the attempted break-in on the keep, we had kept in contact with her during the poisoning at the Brass Crab. We had luckily found her, and she said, thanks to my healing kit and the guidance of Paladine, she was able to survive, and then that's when she ran off to go find Cudgel. The last time we saw them was in the mayor's house. We were making our plans. Cudgel had wanted to just run off. We had convinced her to slow down temporarily, at least take a look at the map that we had secured, showing the potential attack points. And Cudgel said something about, you know what we have to do. She ran out. Becklin said she couldn't let her go by herself, but to get something for Squire Highwater, I believe. I'm not sure. And then the last that we heard of them was Jev telling us about their plan to split off a decent chunk of the army to buy us time to escape.
I see. Yes, the poisoning, we were present for that. We went, after we helped someone, doesn't look at him, but just after we helped
He's
someone
behind
out of
you.
the
Oh, I know,
inn.
you can see him. Yeah, he's at the. You can see him. He kind of puts his head down.
Say after we helped someone that was being irate from the inn out, we heard chanting coming from the back of the inn, and we went to investigate, and that is when we found a draconian fleeing the scene, and apparently they had poisoned everything. It was then that we followed him back to, there was a reenactment site that was supposed to be part of the festival, and we found part of the mercenaries that had turned coat, and we dispatched them, and came back and saw
raises his hand as you're talking. The mayor goes, yes, and goes, I believe while we could make a choke point there, we do have some larger boats. If we would like to send them upriver for any refugees that did not make it out, is a sign of goodwill to this conversation. I could have some of our people load up, head downriver, and pick up any stragglers that are coming back to Vogler in the middle of the attack. Mayor, if that's a good way to handle this conversation, would you like that? And he kind of looks around the room. The mayor goes, everybody else, is there any... I mean, you were firsthand, and points to the advisor and to the rest of you. Should we send one downriver to pick up any stragglers?
Eric, how many were able to flee on foot that we saw when we were leaving?
You're asking a question that is almost impossible to ask. There is a line, or answer. There's a line of people that were not on boats. Walking. You do know that. As for a number, you don't know. You're not in Vogler. You don't have that information. The mayor's not here. That's very hard to see.
Yeah, no. I was just wondering if we had seen them on the riverside as we were going down.
Sure, you outpaced them very quickly.
What we could
Eric,
do...
I have a question.
Sure, ask away.
Based on the information that I'd gotten from my sister and how I had previously said I would be kind of like figuring out if I had heard about anything that could connect the dots in studies, with the, we'll say the symptoms that Darrett was showing, would I put together that this was something that probably was happening to other potential survivors? Or would it be more of an isolated incident?
Which you're saying what happened to Darren? Who are you comparing that to? I'm lost here.
Sorry, maybe it wasn't Darrett. Who was in the Sorry, I was in a different dimension. I may have not gotten the names.
You talking about the Squire right now? If anybody else has the same issue the Squire has, is that what you're asking me?
Yes, that was the Squire.
No, the Squire is the
Okay.
only person who has that.
Okay,
But they are
that would
all
be a one-off.
besides the rest of your group, like that's sitting here, that survived the firebomb from the Drake landing. Nobody else was burned quite like that. And if they were
Okay.
locked in their fucking houses.
Okay.
So those houses burnt to the ground with people in it.
All right. So that would have been the only objection Solera would have
Sure.
had, is if that were something like, oh, well, when you get there, you might find a ton of people.
The only thing that I would caution about doing that is the draconian that I was just talking about that ran out of the inn after it had poisoned. It looked like a kender when we first caught it, and then it changed.
Magic?
Of some kind. I have no doubt.
I've never heard of these
but
draconians. Do you know what they are? I mean, Namajor has spoke about them, but are they dragons? Are they drakes? There's rumors of drakes back during the wars, but what exactly is a draconian? I don't know if Hagen's gonna pull out the skull or anything to give the rundown, but
No, I don't want to freak these people out.
we are in a heavy metal campaign setting, and you think a skull is gonna
retainer.
freak them out.
All right, that's cool then.
They didn't
All right,
leave
then.
behind corpses, so
Yeah, it's true. It did.
I have one of my retainers. Retainers? Would it be? Would we say retainers?
Whatever
or
you
would we
want to say.
like-
Retainer is a normal
I
term.
have a companion who is knowledgeable on these creatures. I can bring him in to explain if you prefer.
Oh yes, if you need to go get them, feel free. We can. Should
I
we
pull
pause
from my
the
belt a
conversa-
little skull on a cast iron ring, and I hold it up, and I'll tap tap tap.
all of the people, the whole table,
Explain.
all turns.
Yes, Kelly. Yes.
There it is.
It's on your head.
Todd, do you have a bob?
He does have a bob.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
God, that's great.
Oh, that's right. You didn't know this. So
No.
you set it
Todd,
down.
can you just move your hand like this?
Guy over here.
So as you set
camera,
down your retainer, the area gets dark immediately, black, and then the lights flicker back up, and sure enough, yeah, there is a skull on a ring that begins to speak. He's like, "Oh God, it's been so. Whoa, why am I in the middle of a table with a bunch of people, Hagen?
Well, it would have been nice if you were paying attention, but
I was
we need you
sleeping.
to explain. We need you to explain draconians.
Oh,
These folks here.
I,
the severity of their.
in the short version, it's very easy. Once way back in the day, there was dragons. Dragons had eggs. There were good dragons and bad dragons. The bad dragons took the good dragon eggs, took those, and turned them into creepy, flesh-stitched dragon people. They explode when they die. Some can fly. Some can polymorph. Some can, I don't know, drink your blood. They're horrible.
I actually agree with your companion.
See? Oh, I don't have a
Hagen?
hand. See?
The ones that we encountered, one of them turned to stone after it was destroyed. One of them melted into nothing. The ones that had tried to trap the fairy had wings and could hop. Almost like aborted flight.
As you say that, it hops and turns and looks at Hagen and like scooches up, like close to be like whispering distance, and goes, "Who the fuck are all these people?" Hagen, who are these
Jesus,
people?
serving hands. Oh God,
That'd be amazing
That'd be-
serving hands.
that'd be-
that would be amazing.
Next. Just get rid of me and just have Cucumber be here. Right now.
I would. I would say like where we are, who these folks are, the
Sure.
council. You know, like this is a serious meeting as
These are
to
rich pricks. Are we back in Kalamon?
we are in Calamon.
And it turns and looks at Bacchus. He goes, "Why are we sitting next to the King Douche?"
This, Inside, Hagen's like, I know, right? But he was going to say, this gentleman was kind enough to bring us along so we could speak our word.
Oh. Am
Speak our piece.
I staying around for this nonsense?
No, that would be.
Is that all?
Thank you for your.
Thank
you for your service.
By the way, you all suck.
I mean, we've
Slowly turns and looks at the
we've
skull.
hardly had a conversation, sir. But I mean,
and he hops
that's
back
fair.
around and goes, "Have I met you before?"
I don't believe so. You may have met one of my cousins, black robes, striking good looks, very grumpy a lot of the time, though.
Bacchus has a new kid?
No. Or you may have met Yelena.
Bacchus grabs the skull and pulls it off the table and hands it to Hagen.
All right.
Put your friend away, please.
Tap him on the head again and put him
And
away.
he goes to sleep. He goes, thank you for the information, Hagen. Not the colorful commentary, but the information on the Draconians was nice to have.
To piggyback off of what the skull said, the deaths of these creatures can be impairing. I fought off being turned to stone by gas that leaked out of one of them. Like, they are not only brutal combatants, the remnants of them can be debilitating as well, possibly lethal.
I would like to add, the one that we had encountered, it had turned to stone. One of its other compatriots had shed its human guise, used a wand to summon skeletons. When the first one died, when it turned to stone, it actually did something to empower the skeletons. I'm not sure if that was intentional, some sort of magical confluence, or just a poor luck of the draw on our part, but they definitely hit harder after that.
I will say, from what we gleaned in the short time we fought this mechanical beast.
We'll just call it a
when
dragon for the mayor. The governor says for argument, it's a dragon for now. That's scary enough, let alone mechanical, whatever it is.
Well, there were 4 Draconians powering the battering ram when it came in, and then we saw no Draconians. So
Is
inside the piece. So I'm
this
guessing
army only Draconians, or they're humans as well?
They're humans as well, sir. The envoy, I suppose, she rode out to talk to us. I couldn't see her, but she sounded human, and she stood like 6'5", 6'6".
I have many questions that I feel that need to be spoken about privately. And then the door opens back up, and the scout comes in, but not the marshal. Giev says, "Excuse me, I just bring message, and I will leave you all back to your meeting. The marshal has asked me to come in. There are words coming back from some of our network that there are other cities in the area that have been attacked and burned besides Vogler. Vogler is the worst of them all. But they're not the only ones to have faced part of this army that is out here. There are also people to the east and to the south that have dealt with this. Darrent has gotten information from some of the knights that have come out to say hello to the people and provide food, that we are the worst case scenario in Vogler, but there are other cities that are also in danger. Whatever decision you're making, please keep that on the table as well. The marshal has also asked that there is a break here shortly so that they may come back in with some information for the mayor, the advisor, and she, I should say, has said that the union members can all leave. There are tasks ready for them assigned by the military. And all the council members' heads kind of go down, like the other union members. Like, they're basically being told, you don't need to hear the rest of this. Your asses have jobs to do. Get the fuck out of the room. They said to give you a few minutes to wrap up this talk, but I wanted to at least bring that information. I will be outside. And they walk back out and shut the door. What is the passive perception of everybody at the table?
17.
17.
15.
Okay, 15.
13.
Okay, 13. Solera?
Not great. Navigating back to that 10.
10, okay. When the door shuts, there's the sound of a thud. Like they shut it with some anger. When you turn, the son is no longer in the room. He must have exited with them when they left, but you did not see him leave. All the checks are high enough to know that he is gone, like he has left the room. Lord Backer says, well, then if we need a break, hits the table. Let's just take it now. Let everyone take a breather before it gets too heated. Let's get these other union members out that don't belong here and finish this conversation without them. What do you say, Mayor? Or Governor? Looks to Adriel. Is there any other questions for the union members that anyone here needs before we take a quick recess?
Taryn is immediately going into like resource mode, like, and he looks to all of them. He's like, if we had to hold up in this city for a year, could we do it with the current supplies that we have?
If
Being
you
able to
mean
rebuild
Kalamon itself and the people who are currently under its protection, yes. Could all the refugees be here as well? That is something I do not have a measurement for.
Well, we brought about 1,000 with us.
Minus
95 minus something else. Minus
95, minus 46, minus one child.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that
Thanks, Diana. Would you have enough to, Governor, how big is the population of the capital?
He would give you a number. I actually don't have that number here, but it's fairly large.
Okay.
It's almost
Like
it's above
5,000?
a large, no, more than that. The Army's 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 50
Oh,
to
okay.
100. I would be my
Oh, wow.
guess without, because there's no data on it that I can find offhand. But we'll say it's over the size of a large city. It's below Metropolis, though. The only real Metropolis in Corinne is Palanthus.
Palanthus.
On this continent, at least.
Okay. Then let me ask you this question. Could you hold for 2 years?
I don't know. This, again, would be part of the recess.
No, without the people that we brought.
Could we? I believe we could provide safe protection for the people who live in this capital, in this city, for at least 18 months, providing winter is not too bad. We are going into summer, which will allow us to hunt, fish, and really double down on our stocks and our crops, as long as the army doesn't show up to them. With current supplies, we could do 12 months.
Thank you.
Anything else from anybody before we take a private recess?
I wish you all luck and speed in your tasks. Be safe.
If I could ask a favor of the potentially the Masoners Guild.
The dwarf head raises.
I know this might be a big ask, but could you try and find the specs for that mechanical beast? Maybe we can figure out how they were using it.
Governor's like, yes. He's like, I think I know where that may have came from. We didn't build it, but there is a gnome that is quite the craftsman with machinery. I believe that would be the best place to look. I can get that information for you, Governor, and bring it back here within the hour. Does that work? Will that help?
I personally think it might, because if they can make more of these, we can figure out how to fight against them, and if they can't make more of these, maybe we can.
If it's who I think it is, they are a very kind person, and they were probably forced into doing this, or it was stolen. That would be my 2 cents.
Neither would surprise me. I know quite a bit about religion through other studies I've done, and it sounds like it was some sort of ritualistic sacrifice of a sort to make it fly and act as a true dragon. Because those draconians were then gone, and unfortunately there comes big sacrifices of sorts when magic like that is needed.
Namajor, we should speak to Wihan and see if she knows anything about that kind of ritual.
If anyone would, it would be her.
Todd, would Hagen like to know who Weehan is with one of their 4 I Know the Cities?
Why not?
Weehan is a mage of high sorcery who runs the local apothecary. With a 12, I will let you know she is a black robe. She is probably the most powerful caster known in Kalamon on the arcane side of things that's known. But she does run a shop in town. You can share that when you obviously take your recess and walk outside, in case you don't want to do it publicly. Or you can say you know. If you would like to kind of flaunt that you're from the city, that's up to you.
Don't need to draw attention from the bureaucrats.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we take recess? Oh, man.
Next, they'll ask me to start paying taxes.
No other questions from the gallery? The mayor stands and says, I thank you for your words on behalf of Vogler. I do privately, meetings separate, would like to apologize for not being able to make Mr. Ispin Greenshield's funeral. He was a dear friend of mine and Kalamon's. He's been here numerous times. But because of issues to the east, I felt it important that we stayed in Kalamon, and no offense to the departed, us being there may have been a very bad idea. Kalamon would have been without a governor, and Vogler would have been possibly without a mayor. Who knows?
I feel like things played out the way they were supposed to, at least as much as we could make them as they were supposed to.
Let us speak for a few moments. There will be food in the hall. And he points to the other door, the one that leads out to, like, the benches and stuff for you all to sit. Namajor, Lord Baccharis, if you could stay here, the rest of you go about your business. I would ask if the heroes or friends of Ispin Greenshield could stay. We may need you again in a moment. I just need a little bit of time with Namajor.
Absolutely. Take all of the time you need.
I need you all to take your headphones off to close the episode out for the night besides Namajor. And then I will give you the thumbs up when I need you, like normal. This is going to be something. Yeah. Something. Yeah, that's the words I'm looking for. All right, let me take us back to our solo cam here, Kelly. I think I can do this pretty easily. Let's go to here, to here, and to here. And let me get rid of Green Shield, because he doesn't need to be here anymore. Bye, Green Shield. So, with that said, the mayor turns, or the governor turns and looks to you and goes, look, I think we need to help them no matter what's going on. At least give them homes outside. The idea of us going and raiding Vogler is the worst idea I think the city can make right now. And Baccharis immediately slams his hand on the table. And he's like, no. If you let that place burn and stay under their control, you are showing weakness, and this fucking capital is screwed. We will all die.
And who are you and your son to show strength in the face of adversity?
What do you mean, who am I? I help people leave. The reason Ispin's friends are alive is because of me.
You, perhaps. Your son, not so much.
My son's a piece of shit, and that is why he's not in the room. He does not speak for the Easted family, and nor does your friend.
He certainly thinks he does.
He thinks he speaks for everybody. He's a child. There's adults in the room right now, correct?
Last I checked, yes.
Then he doesn't speak for us. With that said, we have to take Vogler back. If we leave it, and I'm only going to say this one more time, that army will march on this capital and we are all doomed.
They're potentially going to march anyway.
Then we should stop them while we can.
You would have us split our troops.
Would you rather repair a fishing village or repair the walls of a capital? Take it to them and stop it from happening on our home.
Without any scouting, any information. You just want to gather up an entire army to go march forth after hearing numerous descriptions from both me, which I know we don't get along, but also your
I hold no ill will towards
people.
you. I don't even know who you are.
I just ignore that part and I continue talking about, and the people that you say you helped save, they don't seem very keen to lead an army to go back to Vogler either.
Backers
If you don't
rounds
have-
the
if you
table
don't
and
have
starts
faith in
walking
me-
towards you two as this is going on, like to close the distance.
I step in front of the governor.
The governor backs up. He's like, Bacchus, calm down. There's no reason to this. We are going to take care. Look, the people are outside of our walls. We will provide food. We will help them with shelter. We will give them space outside of the walls because we don't have room in here. We'll give them space, Bacchus. Calm down. Just calm. It'll be all right. Namajor, everything's fine. And he kind of rests a hand on your shoulder and like goes to push you aside. Like kindly, not like an asshole, but like it's okay.
Well, I kind of look at him and I straighten up and I step over slightly, but in case anything comes to blows, I want to be
Okay.
able to protect.
Okay. We'll see how this goes. Let me take everybody back. Hi, Drew.
Oh, hi.
Because they think this is going to matter to you the most, Darrent is standing outside when everybody walks outside. He is standing outside the door, sitting on one of the benches. And he goes, I was told that you guys are all here. I'm sorry I'm late to the meeting. The Knights of Salamnia were speaking to me, and I spoke to the Marshal. I have some grim news. I don't know if the scout was here in time, but there are other cities that have been attacked. It wasn't just Vogler.
We heard.
Did you know that the Marshal is enlisting?
Sorry, say that again.
The Marshal is enlisting. But they're asking for people to bolster the ranks of Kalaman's military. I'm joining.
Why are you joining?
Well, one, to protect the city and country, and hopefully that we can stop this before it destroys everything that we know. Not just Vogler, but the rest of the world. This army is dangerous, and it's what Becklin would do. She would join ranks. She worked for the Kalaman army at one point in time. She retired and took over at Vogler. I believe that if we don't do this, we are turning our backs on people in need.
And tell me, what rank would you have in this army?
I don't care. I could just be fixing horseshoes. It doesn't matter. A part is a part. What would you do? Would you turn your back?
No, of course not.
Well, you know the
But I
Knights of
would
Salamnia
also-
are going to come for you and ask you to assist. I'm just getting ahead of it.
Right, but you could, instead of being part of the Horseshoe Brigade here, you could be helping fill the ranks of the Islamic Knights.
Well, if the mayor
That's
or
what
the
you've been
governor,
training to do.
if the governor inside says that he needs our assistance, that is our job, to assist.
Yes, I know.
Well, what did he say?
We're still talking about that, but I can tell you that currently I will not be hanging up my mantle to join the foot soldiers of this army rather than possibly advise and help lead them.
Maybe they want more than that. And he looks to the rest of the group. What if he wants all of us to help? What if the mayor comes out after this conversation in the other room and says
Governor.
that they want to bring us on as survivors of Vogler to help make sure it does not happen to other villages, cities, or the capital here? Are you not heroes?
Of course.
Well, then, the only thing we can do is say yes. But I do not think we should go back to Vogler. I just heard that the army's not only there, but they've moved in more troops. At least that's what the scouts said. Did you meet him yet, the scout? Shaved head, smokes all the time.
Briefly.
He works with Cudgel. It's like her lieutenant. I've trusted that man with my life.
Erik, what kind of relationship did I have with Becklin before this?
Not
I know that like
really.
she sent
probably
me the
never
letter.
met other than that message getting sent because she was friends with Ispin. Probably never met her other than hearsay. Like who she is. That's probably it.
But I'd heard good things.
Oh,
and-
Ispin trusts her and Cudgel. And all of
Yeah.
you, besides Kelly's character, who is not out here right now, hence why she's not on screen, all of you know that he talked highly of Becklin and of Cudgel. This gentleman's probably too new for Ispin to know well, or if to pass that information to you in the last couple of years that you haven't seen him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he did trust the other two vehemently.
So, do you honestly believe that Becklin would have you abandon your training here?
And as soon as you say
join
that,
up
you
with
hear
the
the
ranks?
smash inside, an argument, voices raised in the other room as you say that.
Stop what I'm saying and listen.
Everybody make me a perception check.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Where is my character sheet?
Disadvantage from the door.
Well, I can't roll any
Is
lower
that
than a
because
one, so I don't hear
said
anything.
it was beautiful?
No, it's not. It's just the
Okay,
notes.
that's fine. I rolled a 17 and a 16. That's a 23.
Okay.
Glad you heard it, because I don't even have to roll, because I rolled a 1. I can't hear shit.
Everybody, no matter what you roll, hear the bang and the loud noise. Everybody hears that. Everyone. Anyone who got over a 18 can hear gurgling noises in the other room.
Gurgling?
Gurgling. Correct.
That can't be good.
Nope.
But I can't hear it, so I don't know.
Did any of us get over that?
I did. How
did-
mad
oh.
are they gonna be? I think I have to do it anyway to be a responsible human. I'm gonna go at least pound on the door. Like, I'm not gonna pound. I don't want to be rude about it, but like also,
door is
if
locked.
somebody's dying,
The door is locked.
can I still hear anybody talking, or is it just that noise?
There would be yelling and some disarray inside. I would assume Kelly's character would be yelling about what's going on.
If I hear that, I will fairly loudly like pound on the door. If someone is in some sort of medical emergency, I practice medicine. If someone could let me in.
Sounds like they're just throwing things around in there. I hear these meetings get heated.
There's some sort of like noise. I don't quite know how to describe it.
Amajor, he did approach. You did step in between. The mayor put his hand on your shoulder, and both Baccharis and the mayor start choking and vomiting.
Cool. Is there anyone in the room?
You.
Me? No one else?
No.
You know what?
No, I'm sorry. I take it back. No one is in the room.
In the room?
There are people outside of the room, and there are people
Okay.
outside the window.
Does this look like what happened to Becklin?
Yeah, actually, yes, very similar.
Cool. Guess what I'm doing, Erik?
How many points do you want to spend?
Well, I just need to spend the 2
Okay.
to do this.
Okay. Do I need to look at my phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Good news
at
is
my
I
phone.
don't think we're getting arrested.
Probably not. Darren, also, I need the audience to roll me 2d20, please, for Darren to see if he hears it.
Roll 220s. That'll be nice.
And if I can, I will
That does
spend...
go off, but that's what
Okay.
happens.
Okay.
Do you stay in the room or leave before the door gets kicked open? Because I know that's coming next.
I'm blasting the door open.
Which one? Yeah. Darren doesn't notice other than the noise, like, oh, that sounds really bad. You're right, they did replace a table once. I heard that from one of the people out here that they just bought a new table.
I'm going to.
I should have made the table the same thing that Joe Magdaliano just bought for his fucking house. I know I said Manganiello, right? That's his last name.
Yep.
Maglianello, yeah.
Maglianello, yeah. I should
Something
have.
like that.
All right.
I always
well,
fuck it up. I feel like an
I
asshole.
know.
Go
I know
Mags.
specifically that Becklin
No one's
talked
ever-
about how one of the sisters was a medical expert.
Correct.
So I'm going to yell,
Okay.
clear the door, and then
Okay.
I'm going to try and blast it with Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I absolutely would have
Open it.
backed up. I am in no
I'm
way going to be
yelling.
near that door.
I am yelling for you guys to clear the door.
Yeah.
And when the
Darren,
door
there's a
is
great mutton place down the road we should go when this is over.
when the door is cleared, when you go to blast the door, I need because you're doing another action. I need a perception from Namajor with disadvantage.
Okay.
Would you like to use the advantage from what we discussed at the end of the last show to cancel it?
Yes.
Okay. I hope you make this roll.
That was a 17, so I got a 20. Is there anything that I can do to boost it? Let me go check the cards.
There. Oh yeah, sure.
Roll.
There's just a
damage. I will
+2 to a
take-
roll.
Yep, I just took the one from Serving Hands.
Okay. +2 to a roll. I
it
will
puts
tell
me at
you that there
22.
is your bloodline card you could use.
Yeah, I was going to do that as well.
I would do that for blasting the door.
Yeah, I'll do that for blasting the door because I have a feeling that might be magically sealed somehow.
No, it is not. It's just a very thick,
not.
heavy door.
Very
like,
thick door.
yeah.
Okay. I will use my Namajor lineage card, the rare.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a very powerful card. I will tell you there
Yep.
will not be a door left.
Cool.
Perfect.
I will also start up the music to close our show up for the evening. With that perception check, you see the stone to your left move. In the room, you see the hands of that statue that is Friends of Easttide grab a hold of somebody getting ready to stab you in the throat and pull them out the window.
Okay. So let's make this appropriately metal. Like, so they're coughing and choking, and
Yep.
I do something.
Purple
no one can really
flames
see it.
burst from their mouths.
Okay. Then Namajor just yells, "Clear the door!" And between the moon and her fury, like, you can't see it. She has red robes, very good looking studded leather armor, like nicer than most noble clothes. But like, it's just like a bright gold glow that's almost bleeding through the armor as she blasts the door wide open and says, "I need a medic."
As the door splinters and blows into the hall, as the camera follows the splinters through all of the heroes of Vogler, past them, there are guards at the end of the hall that were like guarding the meeting that fall to the ground, choking and spitting purple fire out all over the ground. Everyone in a panic state. You watch as the dead bodies shed all of their flesh and stand up as skeletons at the end of the hall, and skeletons walk into the council doors on the opposite side. In the doorway on the outside, you see the scout fighting one of them with his scimitar, and the marshal holding one in the air, beating the shit out of it with her gauntlet. As the council chamber has been attacked by undead. The only thing that matters is, does Lord Baracus, or Baccarus, and the governor make it out alive? But we're not going to find that out for 2 weeks. So I'm going to close it there.
God damn it.
Oh! I would also just like to say I was made to destroy undead things, and I'm so mad I don't get to start that tonight.
Nope. Next time on
listen,
Dragonlance, a
Ma-
song of lance and fire.
Moxie, that gives you 2 weeks to plan ahead.
2 weeks to plan ahead.
I will be.
I will
Don't
leave this
worry.
map up for all
got
of the
some
group.
really cool
I will
stuff at
drop
my
the
level.
undead on here. Remember how I said we were going to get downtime?
Yeah.
You will. Plan that downtime, but this happens first, and we'll go into downtime and kind of move forward. We're going to
Right.
have all of the summer off in the game, and we will
Okay.
move into fall.
Oh boy.
So you have plenty of time. There's going to be some extra stuff that we can do. But that is it for us tonight. Kelly, thank you for joining us. I really thought this was going to turn into a way worse scenario.
I did too, which is why I called bullshit when Kelly walked in, because I was like, if anyone knows how to use the points effectively, it's Kelly.
But surprisingly, you're kind of all on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly just got the MDK over her face.
Well, because they're hiding what's going to happen in
murder
2
face?
weeks. Yes.
So that is it for us. We went a little long tonight for our end of this part of the story arc. We are currently in chapter 4 and 5. We moved through the first couple chapters really quick. There's a lot that's in chapter 4.
Sorry.
A lot that happens.
Our
in
bad.
chapter
We
4
skipped
and 5.
some stuff.
We skipped some
No,
stuff.
we didn't skip anything.
It's called power grinding. Come on.
We just
It's called-
fast-tracked it,
it's
all.
called,
You just
no, it's
fast-tracked.
called it's called any percent speedrun
Right,
Shadow
sure,
of
right,
the Dragon
yes,
Queen.
great. The speed
Absolutely.
run. We have a lot to discuss off air, a lot of cool things that are happening. We will be off on Thursday for Watching Paint Dry, but we will be back next week with Watching Paint Dry. Oh, I have a lot of things that are going to be happening in March for EFP. New guest stars, new people, and all of our merch finally drops for the show in that month. And I promise I'm making heavy metal merch because it's a heavy metal show. And we're about to fight undead Calamon Knights. And by the way, none of that is in the adventure.
Of course not.
No, why would it be?
Now.
It is.
This is
fucking-
an Erik Frankhouse show.
It is an Erik Frankhouse show.
Yes.
We are short on time. I want to close us out because we went long. Does anyone in under like 3 sentences have anything going on this week that they need to announce?
Carpe Diem happens tomorrow.
Okay. Finale?
Into the Dark Room, the penultimate.
Penultimate.
The finale of Into the Dark Room happens on Monday. One of our players had laryngitis and couldn't talk. And
Fun.
I think, and Ladies of Lake is on Friday. There you go.
Ladies of Lake on Friday, and then on Thursday you can catch us for Home Brewery over on Fem Gamer Party on Twitch.
Awesome. Drew, do you got anything?
Kelly-
Are you doing any of your fun shows?
Kelly, what about Valheim? What?
That's what she's
I mean,
doing.
did you
She's
play
doing
too?
Valheim this week. That's all she's doing.
Okay.
Oh my God, please.
I beat.
Wait, can we all
Yagluth
play together?
I mean, I've got 2 characters.
Oh my god.
I will say, Amir just restarted the server, so
Yeah.
like, and we have almost none of that map explored.
Okay.
So like,
Okay.
but we're already up to like, we're in plains.
Anyway,
already.
do you have anything going on, Drew?
Yeah, I might be playing Valheim on Thursday, at least for the
Yes.
day. And then I'm thinking about picking up Sons of the Forest for spooky games on
Fucking
Thursday.
amazing game.
I want to
So-
play it so bad.
I haven't
Todd?
started. I haven't gotten it yet, but that might happen.
Can we share what you put in Discord earlier? Can I drop that in here to close the show out?
Oh
Please
my
do.
God!
Okay. Okay.
So good.
It's not really metal, but it is fucking
not, but
cool.
it's
It's
hilarious.
fucking amazing.
I can't.
Huge shout out to Adam.
Is it in DL? Where did you put it at, Todd?
It's in general. DL general.
God damn, where are you at? Where are you at? I'm looking.
It's
I'm looking,
like-
I'm looking.
Oh, wait,
It's
wait, wait.
right above Allie's
No.
meme about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
I think
Today
it's
at
actually
5:46.
it might be in
live
show chat.
chat. Yeah, live show chat.
No, it's not.
No,
there
it's in
either.
general. 5:45 is the timestamp.
I
Yep.
don't have
It's
Then I put it in
above.
general.
It's
got it.
above
I found it. I
Allie's
found it. I found it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, share Allie.
The
That's
wonderful
So
Michael
everybody,
Jordan.
if you
Yeah.
will look at the map on screen right now, I will open it up there. Todd made this from the last show. Oh no, it's too big. That it says Voglers. Here, I'll just do this. It says Voglers. Coffee. Let me shrink it down so you guys can see it. Todd, what made you
Oh.
make this?
I thought there was something else.
I thought it was 2.
No. Voglers
That's
coffee.
from Serving Hands. Last episode, she says, "Could you make this?" And I said, "Granted."
Oh my!
And then Diana and I started talking about the Folgers sibling commercials and how it lined up perfectly with
Boom.
our
There it
older
is.
sisters.
I put it on screen full blast for everybody. This is Voglers.
Very.
Just me and Solera are all the commercials.
So this is hilarious.
It's like Zethio.
You know, sometimes you need it to wake up. Sometimes you need to drop everything and fall asleep and pass out in the middle of a ferry. It doesn't always turn out for you. With that, we are currently in the middle of possible death of the mayor. He's supposed to be in the entire adventure along with Lord Baccarus. That's how much I give a shit. So... With that
Just hand their
said-
storylines off to somebody else.
With the exact, you got it. With that said, we will be back in 2 weeks for our Monday and Tuesday show. We're going to get into our Game of Thrones part of all of this. Wave bye, everybody, as I take us over to our lovely Dragonlance minute to close out our night tonight.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kelly, for joining us. I'm sorry you
Yeah,
didn't have to
thanks,
kill
Kelly.
anybody.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, thanks, Billy.
I thought you might have to kill somebody. Look, everybody,
waiting for
sometimes you bring somebody into a show and you expect them to have to do something, and they find out they're all actually friends, and for 9 episodes, they've all been plotting and planning that they're fucking enemies. That's not true. It's not true at all. They're not even enemies. They just assume that they are, but that doesn't matter. If you want to know what 9 episodes I'm talking about, in this section here, there's going to be all your videos for, you know, things to watch. And the subscription is going to be over here. But remember, after the show tonight, down in the description, I'm going to add the vote for if Cudgel and if Becklin are still alive. If they're both dead, fuck it. I'll figure something out. I heard I'm hiring an undead army.